Yo, it is Friday. It is Stash Wars Live. What up, Stash fam? Mike the Sig Slayer, chilling with the homies. Mark the Honorable Villain, and SCG, the Southern Comic Geek. What up, gentlemen?
What's up?
All good, man. What's up? Excited for free comic book day, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm excited about this weekend. I'm excited about tomorrow. I'm probably not going to sleep, to be honest with you. I'm going to see Mike DeCarlo, but more about that later. Okay, so if you guys are joining in, as you guys hop on into this live, please smash the like button. Please smash the like button. Welcome to Stash Wars Live, and subscribe, please. Please subscribe to our channel. We're gonna be here every Friday, talking about different topics. Today's topic, we got a few, but the meat and potatoes of tonight's topic is who or whom are the best writers in the game, the best writers that are alive right now. And we are all tasked to share 5 collectibles that are related to this writer's work. Normally we talk about artists all the time because comic books are definitely a visual medium, but we know many times these visuals are based on scripts that writers make. And so let's see. I can't wait to see what's going on. But Mark, as always, true to you, man. You're like the street guy. You're everywhere. You're everywhere. You're everywhere at all times, it seems.
Yeah.
And once again, you were at a spot that everyone wished they were at. Very few were there. And Mark, the Honorable Villain, was there, man. And we're talking about you saw Todd McFarlane pull up at a GameStop, man. What's up with that, man?
Well, he announced it, man. He announced it on his Instagram. And honestly, like, my bad. I forgot to announce it last week when Mike asked me what I'm going to. I really didn't have it on mind. But it was cool. It's one signature per person, and Todd was giving everyone a little FaceTime. Like, my experience with them was a little brief. I was trying to talk to him, try to get him for an interview. So hopefully you guys will see something soon. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool small event in the hood, like my girlfriend's from El Monte, man. I'm from the next city over, so it's nice that Todd went to go do something like this, man. I felt like it really hit. I felt like it hit home.
For the guys popping in, Todd McFarlane was in El Monte, California at a GameStop, man. Just pulled up around. You guys literally saw him pull up. And you said he almost got into an accident, dog?
Someone he was parking or he rolled up into the parking lot and someone almost backed into him. Like, I don't know what they were doing. I don't think it was any of Todd's fault, but someone tried backing into him. It was kind of weird, So I'm not sure if they were intentionally trying to hit Todd McFarlane or something, trying to get that payday or something.
Oh, no. No, I assure you, no one knew that was freaking Todd McFarlane at all. And he's in a regular old truck, chilling. He ain't come in like a gold-plated Hummer or anything. He just pulled up in a regular old pickup truck and pulled up on everybody. And how lucky are these guys? So you said that what were the conditions? What did the people need in order to get a signature from Todd McFarlane?
So he announced this on maybe Tuesday, and really with little details. So you had to go to the actual GameStop and you had to pick up a ticket, and that was nice for me because I live maybe 10 minutes away from there, 15. So drove there, pick up your ticket in person. It was one per person, and then you go on that Sunday, and then you get your signature. And there was no, I thought they should have done something they should have done, you buy a Todd McFarlane action figure and you get another one for free, incentivize and support the store, support the product line. But no, it was one signature per person. That was it.
And then, so they were real strict on that. You couldn't do no switcheroos, no switcheroos and whoop-de-doos.
No.
Okay. All right. So before we get to what you guys signed and stuff, man, what was the overall atmosphere like? Was it comic people? Was it pop people? Because this is a GameStop, so this is a video game shop, and you can and they were there for toys. So it was some Todd McFarlane, McFarlane toy occasion.
Yeah, it was McFarlane Toy Week right now. I think you can still go up to a GameStop. Micro Scream says, "What city was this in?" Is in El Monte, California.
Yeah, man. So Southern California, man. Todd McFarlane pulled up in a pickup truck, literally.
But yeah, it was one per person. And most people had comics. There was a few people with toys. One guy had a poster from Batman Spawn, the sequel that was supposed to happen. So he was explaining that to me. It was so the original one was Frank Miller and McFarlane, and I guess the second one was supposed to be drawn by Capullo, like how the other one is, but it was supposed to happen years before, maybe like 10 years before or something like that. And then most people had comics. You can see our friend Ian right there with his Spider-Man 301. But
hey, make your scream. See, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is exactly what I'm talking about right here with this comment. This is why you're in the clutch, man. Oh man, I didn't know. I could have made that drive. That's the whole point, man. This was a sleeper event. Let's not act like, oh man, yeah, he posted it. Yeah, man, they always post it, but do people see it? Did it get buried? Did the algorithm hate on everybody? This sounds like one of those algorithmic, hating on the fans, because Todd McFarlane free, man, people would have came from high and low to go to that damn GameStop in El Monte, dude. I know cats that probably would have came from Arizona to go there, bro. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's crazy that it was so sleeper, but you were on the job, man, and so
I was actually the first one in line. So
you were the first person in line. What was the coolest thing that you saw that got signed? Like, it doesn't have to be comics.
I took both of my brothers. My younger brother got his Spider-Man. Here, keep it on the footage, and I'll grab it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing. But yeah, man, to be like, this footage just looks so just raw and real in the sense that these people are just delighted to be there. These are not your average comic book fans. These are just fans of Todd McFarlane. They're like, holy smokes, the Todd father's in the house. So look at that fat Sig that dude got on that McFarlane toy. I wonder what that is.
Here, put me on camera.
One second.
So I think a few people have seen like these get signed, but my brother got this the skateboard signed. And so it's got the Todd McFarlane art from Spider-Man #1. Signed it right there on his crotch, But this one's like glow in the dark, so I think that's cool that my brother got this one.
But, that's cool. That's real dope.
The other cool thing I think I saw was that that Batman Spawn, poster. But most of the other stuff was comics,
Yeah, I probably would have got the Batman Spawn poster. I have it here. Like if it was a signing like that where it was just chill, I would have did something like that as well. All right, man. I'm curious. Hold on, before we even do that, before we show the comics, while people are here, because it is Stats Wars Live, and we got to keep it real. So, guys, Stats Wars Live, we are giving away prizes tonight, and we're going to talk about that. But while you're here, put in hashtag Stats Wars Live. I am collecting comments right now, and the magic number tonight is 15. We have to crack 15. So we need 15 Stash Wars lives in this entries in order to qualify for tonight's prizes. And we have 2 prizes. So all we need to do is get 15 Stash Wars lives in. Hashtag, use your hashtag. Hashtag Stash Wars live. Okay, we're trying to break the record tonight. So tonight we're trying to get 15. Okay, Stash Wars live. Okay, you guys knows what's up. Click the link. Don't reveal the prizes yet. We got plenty of show. And I want to reveal the prizes as we get closer to the tonight's topic. And we got a lot of show left. Okay. SEG makes a great point. If you are watching over on SEG's channel, follow the link he just posted, please. Right now we need 12 more. Okay, we need 12 more to unlock prizes tonight. So we need 15 total entries on Stash Wars Live. Okay, hashtag Stash Wars Live. All right. So now, Mr. Honorable Villain, you saw Todd.
Yeah.
You got some books signed. It's time to show us the goods.
So the one I got signed myself was Spawn number 2. Very nice silver signature and everything. And the one
you gotta hold it up, man. You gotta hold it up, man. You gotta show the goods longer. You're too quick. Keep it there, man. Okay, I need to observe this. So this is this. So Spawn 2. This is a fat ass Sig right here, guys.
Yeah,
I love this. He did that really well, man. And I noticed, I don't know about you guys, but it looks like Todd's signature don't look as dope when it's graded. It looks like he cut corners. That looks great, man. But he didn't cut no corner on that one, dog. That one's dope. Okay, what else you got?
So like I said, I took my other brother with me, and so he got this one signed for me. So
Keep that up. So they were saying excellent cover. Obviously, that's a classic cover on that Spawn 2, and now you got Spawn 3. That looks pretty dope. Space Case Collectibles is in his house, man. Yeah, these are hard. So have 2 and 3, have them side by side.
So do you guys like the upgraded quality? Yeah, I finally changed.
Yes, man. Your setup is great, man. You upgraded. You moving on up, man. You look great, man. That 2 looks hard though. I gotta say that 2.
Silver, yeah, it's nice, man.
Silver, okay. I don't know if you guys remember, we were talking about Sig choices. I mean, Sig color choices, and that silver pops. It's risky, but Todd's a professional. It looks like he tests his markers, and it's just straight up fire, guys. This is just fantastic. And let me just show you guys. Real quick while you guys are here and while you got your attention. This how low key this shit was. My man is in a Dodge Ram, bagging up into a GameStop at El Monte, and this is like a low key ass GameStop. This is not even like a big one. This is a small ass shopping center, dude. This is small as hell. It's probably like next to a Subway or something, dude.
It was next to a Subway.
Oh my god, dude! How did I know that?
But the Subway was across the street, though. So,
but still, though, I knew a Subway was like very, 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 very close by. It just felt like a Subway was close by. Like, this is crazy, dude. Like,
so you're talking about testing markers, though. He was testing markers on my brother's skateboard, and I guess like he kept on testing like different colors, and he's like, nope, this isn't the right color. Nope, this isn't the right gold. And he kept on testing it, and then like my brother was like, he's like, damn, he had to like erase it and everything like each time he did it, and then like he let it sit like for like 15 minutes. He's like, come back and come pick it up after.
So what does that say about the Todd father? That says something about the man.
He's a professional.
He's not only a professional, but he cares about what he does. Because there's professionals that cut corners. He cares about what he does. If you guys are on Instagram watching this on Stash Wars IG, it's always more fun to hop on over here on YouTube and then use your hashtag Stash Wars Live so that the homies can all qualify to get a prize as well as yourself. So yeah, this is Todd McFarlane, guys, at a GameStop. It's crazy. It's crazy. It is. This shit was so random. Make sure you guys hop over here and enter Stash Wars Live, man. And we're gonna announce the prizes soon. But this is just the first topic. That's how we get. And my man Mark, he was here watching this fool. Have you guys ever seen this dude? Todd McFarlane reverse park. You can see this fool reverse park. We got this fool. Caught this fool slipping. We caught this fool slipping. And then he came out, put his little leather jacket on like he's, like he Paulie from New York or something. This is crazy. This was so dope. This was so dope. This is so dope. Todd, the Todd father, man. And we talk about Todd McFarlane all the time, but it just seems like we've been getting lucky, man, and running into this guy. And like I won a wristband at MegaCon. You won one in WonderCon, and then this here, dude. Everybody that we know in town, man, wish they could have been there because it was a Sunday. So mostly everybody was off, but it was a complete sleeper event. No one knew about this, dogs. No one knew about this besides Mark the Honorable Villain, Ian, the King of Comics, and
Spy Mike.
And Spy Mike was there too.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he was there. So yeah, man. So like, yeah, and you guys know what's up. You guys know what's up. So I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm more surprised. I'm even more surprised that the usual suspects that we normally see around town wasn't at the Todd McFarlane signing. So I thought that was cool. Anyway, any last thoughts? Any other tidbits you want to share about that signing before we move on, Mark?
No, I think that's about it. Yeah, it was very chill, very cool. He finished before his allotted time, man. There's like still another hour probably after he finished.
Hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're going to be giving away prizes if we can get 15 entries in tonight. Right now we have 4. Hashtag Stash Wars Live in the comment, and we can get it up to 15. We give a lot of great prizes. Last week we were trying to give away 2 Superman Day sketches that you only could have got at the Superman Day event at Warner Brothers, which is like the headquarters of Superman. And they were sketched on Superman cards commemorating Superman Day 2025. So they were like completely unique prizes that so many people slept on. And we had like a lot, we had we had more than enough people to qualify for the prize. There we go. Impressive Comics. There we go. We're going to announce the prize soon, but we must move on because there's a lot of things to discuss. Tomorrow, guys, as you guys know, tomorrow is Free Comic Book Day. Okay. Will you guys be participating in Free Comic Book Day, SEG?
Yeah, I'll be at my local shop.
What about you, Mark? You gonna be around?
Well, we are going to be a bit busy in the morning, and so I'll see if I'm able to make one. I know for sure I do want to make one of the ones at Collector's Paradise.
I'm getting up early in the morning. I'm going to see Mike DiCarlo, and so that's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, put in your hashtag Stash Wars Live. We're trying to get up to 15. We can do it. I know we can do it.
What are we at right now?
I believe tonight is the night that we can crack the new, because we went to tier 1 and we passed that level 1. Now we're on level 215. Let's beat this level, and then I guarantee you each level we move up, the prizes are going to get better and better. The prizes will be better and better. And so we're going to break down with you guys because you guys might not know, there's signings all over the place. Okay, all over the place, not just in Cali, but all over your town. And so tonight we're just getting the conversation started because you guys might do a little search, go on IG or go on Google or whatever, and see that there might be a comic book creator right there in your neck of the woods doing things for Free Comic Book Day, because there's a lot going on. And so let's just get started and let's just inform the cats on you guys on what we know. And so first we're going to start off. This is tonight's marquee theme. Who's the best writer alive right now? Who is the best writer alive? Tell us in the chats right now. Let's get this conversation started, because that's what we're going to ultimately talk about tonight. We give a lot of credence to the artists, and that's definitely something that we should do. But tonight we're going to talk about writers. Who is the top dog in the freaking game? Somebody when the name is on the cover, you're getting it because you want to know where this writer takes this story or this character or this new IP that this creator is bringing out. So this is going to be the meat and potatoes of the discussion, and we're going to have comics that's going to support our opinions, our takes on all of this. So there we go. We got Peter David, Impressive Comics. There we go. Who's the top comic writer in the game? So that's going to be the ultimate discussion tonight. But we're in Free Comic Book Day. So we're in Free Comic Book Day, which is tomorrow, guys. And I guess you can say, Mark,
what's up?
Golden Apple is, I guess, the OG LA comic book shop now.
Yeah, now they are. Yeah.
Now that Jeffrey's closed down. So I don't even know who these guys are, but Goldie Chan writes Archie's, I guess, or draws Archie. Do you know anything about these people?
No, I'm not sure about Goldie Chan. I do know David Pepos, who's writing Speed Racer. He's going to be around. He's doing multiple signings this weekend.
Yeah, I saw his name a lot throughout a Free Comic Book Day, and they're really pushing Speed Racer this weekend. Every shop is pushing Speed Racer, and obviously you can get a free story. I don't know maybe it's a promo or a preview of Speed Racer Speed Racer Zero. So this is probably going to be an in story that's going to lead into the number one. So there you go, David Pipos, and that's Golden Apple. So you'll be able to get free comics. Okay, I guess we should talk about that a little bit. Anybody want to break down what Free Comic Book Day is for the people that might not even know what the hell it is, even though most people that watch our content knows, but just for the sake of.
I think I'll say what I think I know about. So I heard the Free Comic Book Day was created by Diamond Distribution, and then it just got bigger and bigger each year. So the publishers like Dark Horse, DC, Image, Marvel, whoever wants to participate in it, they give subsidized comics to the comic stores, and those comics they pass out. So these comics do cost money for the comic stores. So that's why if you do go to these events, try to support your comic store while you go there. It costs them money. I think they're a bit cheaper than regular comics, but it still does cost them money. So
yeah, man. Thank you for sharing that, man. Mark with the knowledge there. So now this is Comic Bug. Okay, so Comic Bug, I believe, is in there's multiple locations. One in Manhattan Beach, another one in the Culver City.
Yeah.
A lot of people there. People of note, Danny Mickey. Now, I would love to see Danny Mickey, dude. I would love to see Danny Mickey.
He's an OG, man. He's cool.
Tell us in the comments if you know who Danny Mickey is, and if you're a fan of Danny Mickey. And if you are a fan of Danny Mickey, what's one of your favorite projects you know Danny Mickey to do? I mean, you could say Spawn, but for me, what about you, SCG? Danny Mickey, what comes to mind?
Either the Avengers Disassembled storyline,
Yeah.
or anything he basically did with David Finch. But yeah, the Avengers Disassembled, or maybe the Ultimatum storyline again, both with Finch.
Yeah, he definitely worked with JR. I think he worked with JR with that All-Star Batman, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he did Superman Year One too, right?
He
I don't
did.
think that was I don't think that was Klaus Janson.
Yeah, he did Superman Year One. I'm looking at it. Yeah, I have it right there. Yep. And then my thing for me is Batman with Capullo, Endgame, the latter half of the New 52 Batman stuff, Danny Mickey, and of
I'm not
course
sure about you guys. I'm a fan of Zero Year, so
from pretty much from 0 year on was Mickey and Capullo when Capullo was penciling the pages, and so that's my identification. But then we got Norm Ratman. Norm Ratman, man, I'm a huge fan. Another fantastic ink artist. I know him from working with Dan Jurgens for many years. What do you guys know Norm Ratman from?
I know he did the Titans series, the Teen Titans and the Titans series during the New 52 run. I'm not sure who was the artist for that though. Do you guys know?
For you said for who? For Teen Titans?
For Teen Titans and then the
Who,
Titans series after that.
who was the writer?
I think it was Dan Abnett.
Was it Brett Booth?
Yes, it was Brett Booth.
Yeah, it was Brett Booth. Yeah, Brett Booth. Yep. And here we go. Impressive Comics with the impressive facts.
Yeah, it's Brett Booth.
There we go with the impressive facts.
He did some stuff for Brightest Day, and then also when Josh Middleton was doing those fantastic Batgirl covers. He was doing the inks on those the interiors on that book.
So guys in LA, there's signings 2 days. So there's Saturday and Sunday at the Comic Book. So you get free comic book weekend. Okay. And that's a theme. That's going to be a reoccurring theme that we see tonight as well.
Well, did you mention David Mack's going to be there on Sunday? Did you?
No, I haven't even. No, I was actually looking at this comment right here. I wanted to say what up to K Green Bear. But yeah, David Mack is going to be there on Sunday. That's why I was segueing into it. You want to talk about David Mack?
David Mack's cool, man. So he did a lot of work for the. I'm not sure if you guys enjoyed the Born Again Daredevil series. I kind of fell off a little bit, but he was doing the Muse murals in the show that was shown throughout the show. He is the creator of Echo. He's famous for his Daredevil work. He's famous for his creator-owned series, Kabuki. He does a lot of cover work these days. What medium does he do? Is it watercolors or is it?
I think it's mostly watercolor.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, he's a great artist.
Got his own style. Did the Winter Soldier. What was it? The opening credits or the end credits? He has that OA still of the Winter Soldier stuff.
Yeah,
which I think is crazy. But yeah, David Mack, that's Sunday, and so yeah, that's what I was heading to, Mark, when I was saying Free Comic Day weekend at the Comic Bug, and yeah, this is the one that's in Culver City, and yeah, David Mack, another guy who's he's tier 1, but I don't think he's going to be charging at this shop on Free Comic Day. That will be a big thumbs down if you are a creator and you're charging for SIGs on Free Comic Day. That's whack. Don't do it. Okay, it's a charitable event. If there's any day you're going to give out free, if Neil Adams gave out free SIGs on Free Comic Day, you can't. You can't.
He did, really?
Hell yeah! You know how many I got that day?
What?
Man, don't get me started, guys. I'm over here tripping already. Okay, so shout out to Ed at Collectors Paradise. He has multiple signings at multiple stores on Free Comic Day. Rodney Barnes, who's going to be on the show, Batman Full Moon Philadelphia. He's going to be at the Winnetka shop. He's going to be actually on our channel in a couple weeks. In fact, talking about some of his new stuff. Use your hashtag, guys. And yeah, we're going to do that segue right now. Please use your hashtag Stash Wars Live. We need right now 9 more entries, guys. 9 more entries so we can unlock tonight's prizes. Don't you like free stuff? Okay. Back and the Stash Wars Live. Enter it in the chat. Enter it in the chat. Be sure to do that. Use this link right here if you just hopped in. Use this link right here if you just hopped in and you're not already on the Sig Slayers station. But anyway, I like that. Use your hashtag. All right, so who else we have here? Oh, Greg Wiseman is in his house and Frank Poor. They're both gargoyles in a hizzy.
Who's Frank Poor? I'm not familiar with him.
He does the gargoyles with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So yeah, dude, like Greg Wiseman, who was a former show guest from 2024. That's bucket list. I don't know about you guys. Were you in the Gargoyles SCG back in the day?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that was all around that time that Disney kind of owned the afternoon time show with like Darkwing Duck and everything else. But yeah, I mean, Gargoyles didn't last very many seasons though, did it?
It did, man. It lasted like 5 seasons and it had like a lot of episodes. It's on Disney Plus right now. You can binge watch it. It's a lot of episodes. What I like about it is it covered a lot of like just different mythologies from all across the world. And as a kid, I was just learning about like secret societies and Illuminati and Masonic temples and all that stuff. And then one day I'm on TV and I'm watching a freaking cartoon and they're talking about it. I'm like, what? This is crazy. So yeah, man. So Gargoyles, man, is always one of my favorites ever since then. But yeah, Greg Wiseman, the creator of Gargoyles, you can meet him at Collector's Paradise tomorrow at 11 in Pasadena, California. And there's that guy again, David Pipos or Pipos.
I don't know how to say his name.
Oh, there we go. See, we got a winner. Love the Batman auto I won. Hey, man, no problem. No problem, man. I told you we was going to hook you up. With that said, see that? I'm going to put it back here. See? A winner, and we're trying to make more winners happen. See that? A past winner, and then we want a future winner. So all we need is 9 more. Hashtag Stash Wars Live, ladies and gentlemen. But hey, much love to you, K Green Bear, man. No doubt, man. And if you win tonight, we get that, I'll be happy for you. But I want some of these new people to win. That's why we got to get 15 to unlock. Let's unlock it. All right, so moving on. Collector's Paradise has Mark Guggenheim as well, man. This my man is killing it right now at Collector's Paradise. Ed, man. Ed is killing it. Shout out to Ed. Mark Guggenheim. What do we know Mark Guggenheim for? The Arrow stuff, the Arrowverse.
Yeah, a lot of the CW stuff.
A lot of the CW stuff. He's doing I think he did a couple Star Wars related stuff.
Yeah, newer titles. Yeah.
He's doing Spider-Man Wolverine right now.
Shout out to D Claw. It's in the hizzy. Use your hashtags, guys. Use your hashtags. Okay, yeah. So Mark Guggenheim, he's going to be there. And then, unfortunately, I mean, that's a good lineup. You got Rodney Barnes, Greg Wiseman, Frank Power, Mark Guggenheim. And then I don't know everyone else, so I don't want to act like I know who these other people are, but I'm pretty sure their fan bases are excited to see Colin Kelly, David Pipus, Matt Braley, and Ainsworth Lynn, Patrick Horvath. Now, Patrick Horvath, that sounds familiar, though. Now, that name sounds familiar.
He's a new indie creator. I don't think he's done anything for Marvel or DC. He has a really good book called called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. He's creating a sequel to that, and then he had a new one shot called. Damn. Do you know, Jason? Do you know what that book's called?
No,
Nah, man,
I've heard of the Beneath the Trees.
man, I have no idea, man. That sounds like something that came out in the 70s during the hippie era. That's crazy. All right, the Claw, California getting all the in-store signings. Can these creators go to Florida? Hey, man, I know, man. I keep telling cats California is like the Mecca, man. Cali be getting the best in-store signings, and I'm trying because of the whole Todd situation on Sunday. Everybody slept. I'm trying to just make sure that we just get the word out the night before, so you can check this out, or it at least make you want to search the socials of your favorite creators or whatever, your favorite stores, to see what they have popping in your area. And then Dustin Wynn. Dustin Wynn, bro. Are you kidding me? Dustin Wynn?
This is May 10th, though, and this is in the Philippines.
Okay, so hold on. Wait a minute. You're over here.
This is in Manila.
You cheating. Hold on. We're not counting that one yet. All right, here we go. Here we go.
But,
Heroes.
But
This
I
one
guess
here.
they
Now, this is in
celebrate on May
Charlotte,
10th in
North
the
Carolina. So, okay, so this is not all California. So here we go. I'm just shutting that. I just shut that down because guess what? You got Brian Stelfreeze and Sanford Green and Bridget Cannell and all these other people at, where is this at? What store is this at?
It's Charlotte, North Carolina. It's Heroes.
Is this called Heroes?
Yeah,
Heroes ain't hard to find a store. Oh, so
yeah,
that's the name of the store. You know, you familiar with this?
Yeah, Sheldon that runs the Heroes Con owns those stores, and so it's the same person. It's there in Charlotte, North Carolina.
There we go. See, I don't know, man. I just saw something that wasn't in California, and we just wanted to make sure. And I saw that it had some big names like Brian Stelfreeze and Sanford Green. I'm unfamiliar with. Are you guys familiar with these other three names?
I'm not.
Okay, so all right, so it's not just me. Okay, perfect. Hallelujah. But all of us know who Sanford Green and Brian Stelfreeze are. So, okay. Yeah. And I would roll to the store to see that. And I bet you I'm putting it out there in the universe for you guys. Here we go. I'm putting it out in the universe. If you go over there and you go there early, I'm pretty sure you can get a little freebie, little doodle from somebody.
It says artist sketching.
So there you go. But it doesn't say which artist though. And
yeah,
you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about Stelfreeze and Sanford Green. I know somebody want to get something from them. Like, that's for sure. You know, hey, I know for sure if SEG pulled up and he got a little something from Sanford Green, you would not be disappointed. Especially put it on like the back of a comic board and did like a bust or something. That would be cool as hell. That would be cool as for free. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to put it out there for somebody. So somebody in North Carolina and Charlotte, tell them on the backing board and show us what you got. Because I know you're gonna get it, man. I'm putting it all out there for the people that know what I'm talking about. I'm speaking a coded language. Get it done. Get your freebie sketch. Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian Stelfreeze, Sanford Green. That's crazy. And then now we're coming back to the West Coast. Dude, I thought that was Jack Black. This Jordan Horder, he looks like Jack Black.
He does favor.
I thought that was Jack Black. Okay. So, all right. So is this Nicole Go? I'm going to say it's probably Go, maybe. Okay. Gabriel Harden. And this is at the Universal Studios. You know these people, Mark?
No, I'm honestly not familiar with them.
Okay, well, there's some talent at City Walk, at Things from Another World. I want to say it says Invincible. I can't say this one's kind of. Here we go. Shout out to my man Julio at We Can Be Heroes Comics, man. Now this one, look at this, man. We got David Avalone, Jim Kruger, Jamie Jameson, Adam Rose, Felipe Smith, who will be a future guest on the show. Pornsack Pichette show, a former guest on the show. Jay Otham, future guest on the show. He's going to be here in a couple weeks, actually. Mike Barton, and Phil Mucci. What name comes to mind here on this list? Anybody?
Man, I like Felipe Smith, man. So he's an artist, writer. So and he's doing his own thing on YouTube right now. If you like that cringe Musume, it's about his adventures in Japan and everything. Jim Kruger's great. David Avalone great. Both great writers. Jim Kruger's really popular right now with his Earth X series because the whole female Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four movie. Um, that's about it. You can see. I think the We Can Be Heroes is gonna have another thing called Turtles Con with David Avalone and a lot of the other Ninja Turtle creators pretty soon.
Man, yeah, shout out to Julio and Showtime and We Can Be Heroes, man. Those are the homies. They're always doing stuff. And that's where I ran into Ciro Nieli at the Turtles Con, the famous director of the Nickelodeon 2013 Turtle series there. He's a cool guy. But yeah, I just want to show this again. So you got Jim Kruger did Earth X with Alex Ross, right? Amongst others. Jamie Jameson is Jim Starlin's inker. And what is he doing? What is it? Dark Star? What's that character he does?
Dreadstar.
Dreadstar. Yeah. So so the inker for all the Dreadstar Kickstarter projects, and Porn Chat P Chat Show. We was talking about the Horizon Experiment. And then my man Grumpy Steelskins over here, Howard Chaykin. This guy right here. This guy should do a stand-up routine.
Howard's great, man. I love talking to Howard every time I get to see him.
What's the question of the night? I need an answer right now, Space Case Collectibles. Okay. What's the best writer in the game? The best writer in the game. Okay, I need an answer. The best writer alive. The best writer alive in comics. Who's the best writer alive? And we're going to talk about it. We're going to have a stash war that's all about the best writer, not the best artist. Okay? So Space Case, Mark Wade. Now I just want to say something. These are just random writers that we put up. So by no means are we saying these are the best writers alive. These are just
Mike likes Tom King. Don't let him tell you nothing. He loved his Batman stuff.
Oh man.
Mike showed his hand. There's his
now SCG. That's not right. That is not right. So all right. So Howard Chaykin is at Arsenal Comics, and I want to say, where is this one? This is in the Ventura one.
Newberry.
Oh, so Newberry. No, it's Ventura. No, this is the Ventura one. The reason why I know that because I know Howard lives in Ventura, and so he usually does the signings there, and they're always doing it on Free Comic Book Day.
Let me double check that just in case.
Well, it says it on the right here. It says a Free Comic Book Day at Arsenal Ventura.
Oh, really?
It would say Newberry Park on it if it was something else. Please thumbs up the show, guys. We're about to have a ball, especially when we start talking about this writer stuff. We have a ball every week. Please, please, please give us all the love if you love comics. Okay, so what's our next one here? Oh, this is the one I'm excited about, guys, because this is the one your boy is going to be at, and I already got my books already laid out. Matter of fact, I might just show y'all real quick. Mike DiCarlo's in the house. He's going to be at 901 Comics. And I just met Mike DiCarlo for the first time last year in Philly. I had to go all the way to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to meet him. And now I get to see him tomorrow. And it's about to go down. This is what I got for Mike DiCarlo. I'm trying to finish this out. I'm trying to finish this mission on out, and hopefully Free Comic Book Day could help your boy achieve some things on a rather inexpensive level and a effective level. You know, she got these John Byrne Batmans. We're trying to breeze through. And this one right here, I like that one. Jim Aparo. Look at this, man. I'm trying to get all of these done tomorrow. I'll let you guys know how I do. May the Force be with us all this weekend. I know it's going to be May the 4th and May the 5th all weekend. So this stack, your boy is trying to get done on tomorrow. All Mike DiCarlo. May the Force be with me, guys. I think there's like 15 or 16 books. So that's what I'm bringing for Mike DiCarlo tomorrow. So I'm excited, man, because that dude never came to LA. So where is DeClaw? He was talking about California, get all it. Hey, man, I'm excited about Mike DiCarlo. And I know he's an old school guy and he's not really active in the current comic landscape. But if you are a collector, and like that Batman 423 in the background right now, that's pretty live right there. Or if you got the first appearance of Nightwing or the first appearance of Lobo, right? Okay, somebody tell me what Mike DiCarlo did on Marvel that was like really hot.
I'm not sure. I can't say that.
SEG, anything? Who did he work with in Marvel? He was with Aparo or DC a lot. But who was he paired up with in Marvel?
Did he do anything in Marvel?
Was
I
he
know
George?
I know he done some Valiant stuff.
Maybe he was at DC for most of the 80s. So I was assuming maybe probably not. Then he did a lot of like kiddie stuff like in the 90s.
He did the issue that Jim Lee did, the Conan the Barbarian versus Red Sonja on the cover. He did the inks to the inside of that.
Okay.
And then Darkhawk Annual 1. That's kind of random. But
War Machine.
Okay.
Impressive Comics is saying War Machine. Okay.
But yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff he did for Valiant Comics. So
yeah, so Mike DiCarlo, man, I'm about to pull up with nothing but Batman. You know, I'm trying to make my bidding for the most signed Batman issues in Guinness Book of World Records history at some point. So I gotta get the going. I got, you know, I feel like I'm behind. I feel like there's some Grand Poobah Sig Slayer I haven't met yet that have it all, and he's gonna say, "Hold my beer." You know, once when I think I'm hot stuff, you know, the Grand Poobah Sig Slayer is gonna be like, "Hold my beer," and I got to get back to the drawing board. But until then, I'm gonna keep woodshedding, and I got a big brick for Mr. Mike DiCarlo tomorrow. Okay, Mount Rushmore writers: Jeff Johns, Jeff Loeb, Chris Claremont, Mark Miller. Okay.
Millar.
Mark Millar. They say Mark Millar.
I told
Mark
you, Mark.
Miller.
it's Mark Miller.
They say
It's
Mark
Miller.
Miller.
It's
That's what I'm
Miller.
saying. Mark Miller. That's why
It
I
is
tried to
Miller.
say Miller. Yeah. That's why I said Miller first time. I'm used to saying Mark Millar, Mark, but that was the first time I said Miller tonight. So, and that's because
Really?
David calls him Mark Miller. So I was like, okay, if David calls him Miller, he knows him. Shit. I'm gonna. So, but okay, so he got a Mount Rushmore going. Okay, so the Claw, we got 5 choices tonight. Okay, but here's the kicker. Okay, let me just make sure. Let me just see if we're done with the new free combo there real quick. Oh, Patrick Gleason. Now this is online, guys, so anyone can take advantage of this. Okay, so you buy anything at Pat's shop, you get a free signed comic to go along with it. Okay, so and I believe this comic book here that you see is one of the free comic book day books you can get. And maybe he has a different version of it. I don't know, but it's actually, you see that it's actually in the graphic of tonight's topic right here. And so Patrick Gleason is probably going to be signing a bunch of these. And so if you like something at a store, you can get 2 things for 1, you know? So I'm looking out for the people that are in whatever, you know, in the cracks of civilization, and no one's going nowhere fast. And maybe you can get some online and get it delivered to you. And this is Patrick Gleason. And it's definitely something you can get at your local comic book shop tomorrow for free comic book day. But it looks like Patrick Leeson is giving out signed copies if you get some merch from his shop. All right. Without further ado, hold on. We got 12 people in. Guys, we need 8 more. 8 more. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. We have 12 people in the chat. We are trying to give away prizes. We're trying to give away prizes, and tonight's prizes are going to be, Mark, would you do the honors?
So just 2, right? So we have Geiger Volume 2. So this is after the first series, the first mini-series. So this is when all Ghost Machine really became Ghost Machine and they launched. So it's Volume 2. I got this signed by Jeff Johns. Did a little remark in there. If you guys didn't know, Jeff is an artist also. So I have this one.
So we got a Jeff John remark. So, and this dude don't go anywhere, and he don't have time to draw stuff, and he's $35 a sig. So you're getting something that no one's gonna get from Jeff Johns, one of the GOAT writers. All right.
So and then we have Rook Exodus Volume 1. So what is this? First 6 issues? Yeah, 1 through 6.
The first tray. That's the first tray right there.
And then this one's also remarked.
Dude, from Jeff Johns, y'all. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Hashtag Stash Wars Live. Let's go. This is what we get. You getting Jeff Johns remarks tonight? Where are you getting that?
Now the people are hashtagging. Yeah, see?
Where are you getting? We need how many we need?
What is
we
that?
Got 8. I see we got
6
8. We got 9. We need more for Jeff Johns remarks. We need 6 more, guys. 6 more. We have 15 people in the chat right now. We need 6 more to unlock tonight's prize. You need the Rooks. Hey, dude. And it's remarked by Jeff Johns. You can't get this anywhere, dude. We're giving you guys unique prizes, not just ho hum. Not just ho hum. Go ahead, Mark. Show me.
Yeah, for some reason I don't think they had the Rook or the Red Coat book. I would have got that. Does that have a trade paperback already?
Yeah, Red Coat just came out. Yep.
Yeah, when I was at his signing, they didn't have the Red Coat book. So
please use your hashtag. We're giving these out tonight. Show them the remarks.
You got your bird right here,
dude. And this is first print. This is first print, man.
And then right here you got. I think this is the top one, man. I think this one's really cool. So
and guess what, guys? These will come with the Sig Slayers certificate of authenticity. So these will come with a certificate of authenticity as well. Don't sleep. Use your freaking hashtag. Use your hashtag. Use your hashtag. All right, guys. So now we're changing topics. We're getting to the meat and potatoes of tonight's show, and that's the top writers alive. Okay, we got the top writers alive. Now let me just set the table on this before we do our round table, and basically the criteria for tonight's theme is who do you in comic books. Now, it could be indie, it could be superheroes, whatever that criteria is. It could be versatility, it could be longevity. But who do you think, whenever they have a project, you pick it up and you're rarely, if disappointed? Okay, so that's the real key. It's that the people that you picked up, you're like, okay, these people are tried and true throughout the test of time. Right. Yeah, they may have some duds from, in there, but no one, shoots 100% from the free throw line. So that's the criteria. Now, how do we show that in tonight's theme? We show it through 5 choices. Now, this is what's cool about this. Okay. Now, you can choose these 5 choices to pick 5 different writers if you want, or you could choose these 5 different choices to further elaborate on why a certain writer is such a great writer. So you can give extra additional slots of comics or collectibles to show why this writer is such an exceptional writer. So that's pretty much the criteria. You can use comics, you can use art, you can use anything that represents this writer's work. Now, obviously, comic books, they are a visual medium, but the writers set the table, right? And yeah, and you got cartoonists that do both, but in a traditional superhero DC Marvel sense, the writer set the table. And so that's the theme for tonight. We want to know what you're thinking. Who do you guys think? Is there overall number 1 best comic book writer alive, or do you have to do it in tiers like my man DeClaw did earlier? And he said there was a Mount Rushmore. I kind of like old school. Black Spider is saying you got Chuck Dixon, Grant Morrison, and Mark Miller. Those are great choices. I love Chuck Dixon, especially in the 90s. So these are all fantastic choices, and it could be 3 writers, and then you have 2 extra slots to show more about one of those writers or both of those writers, however you want to do it. Or you could do 5 individual slots. There's no wrong way to do it. We're just doing 5, and I'm not cheating today, SCG, so I got 5 individuals. So yeah. All right, so I'm really curious, guys. Who wants to start this off? And please, especially if you guys have multiple writers, be sure to elaborate why, in your opinion, the best writers alive or the best writer alive, and you got to prove your case, and you're in front of a bunch of well-educated comic book fans here. So who wants to start? Who wants to start first? All right, SCG. Let me get you on the solo.
So I decided to do 5 separate writers. And I mainly wanted to go first because I knew one of these writers for definite was going to get picked by one of these 2 guys. And I wanted to make sure they were following me, not the other way around.
I like your strategy.
So, but there's probably another 1 or 2 that are probably going to end up getting picked by the other guys, and they'll beat me to it. So, having said that, let's start off with probably the youngest. The more recent writer, the youngest writer in my 5 is going to be Mr. Jeff Johns.
Okay.
So Jeff has, started out his career, got a little McCone signature in there with that Jeff signature, and just continued to escalate his game, with Flash, Green Lantern, all the stuff that he did for DC. And now he's taking it to the next level with a little Ghost Machine action, and writing those titles as well. So definitely a top 5 writer for me. If Jeff's writing it, I'm going to give it a shot.
And see, here's the thing, SCG. There's going to be overlap on this one because there's only there's way more diversity in the art, right? The visual side than the actual literal side. And so I think there will be a lot of cross-pollination tonight. And I think that's the whole point here. Okay, Xavier Fernandez here. Sorry, Jeff Johns, bar none. He wrote top-selling books with DC and wrote 35 plus screenplay, TV shows and movies, and to the point he became chief creative officer of DC and DC Entertainment for 8 years. This dude's mic dropping over here.
What's up, Xavier?
My man Xavier in the house, mic dropping. He over here, bars. Okay, everything Jeff Johns, you see what I'm saying, SCG? It's like, I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme tonight. And I think that's the whole point because we're coming here, the assembly of comic book geeks, right? We're all coming here tonight, and we want to reinforce what's good. There might be some people here that are not as informed as some of the people in the chat that may stumble upon this. And so if we're all doubling down on certain talent, that means that it has to be good. It has to be good. So if all the comic book fans are coming together saying the same thing and it's all unanimous, you got to listen to us. Unfortunately, DC doesn't want to work with him. Yeah, well, there's a lot. So we're talking about elite writers. We're talking about elite writers here, and we got 5 slots. SEG just mentioned that he has 5 different writers, so he's using all 5 individual slots. So, Mark, you ready to rock and roll on yours?
Yeah. So same thing, man. I kind of wanted to beat you guys to your guys' turn. So, out of I would say the 3 best DC writers: Jeff Johns, Mark Waid, and Grant Morrison. I think those guys constantly fight for top spot. And I had to give it to this guy, Mark Waid. The other 2 guys sadly didn't make my cut. I kind of wanted to have a diverse taste and show more of what I like of the best writers. But I'm a little biased to Mark Waid because he has the same name as me. But it's undeniable, like the impact of Kingdom Come. They're making a documentary about this book right now. And Alex Ross is going to be at the premiere. So if any of you guys are in Chicago, let us know. His run on Fantastic Four, he had one of the best runs on Captain America. He had a great Daredevil run, but every Daredevil runs really great. Superman Birthright is undeniable. His Spider-Man stuff, we talked a little bit about his Spider-Man stuff in our interview. And, his through line is always hope. And, whichever character he's on, he reinvigorates that character. So I don't know. I really like Mark Waid, and he's killing it right now with World's Finest right now. So,
okay, well, shout out to Albert Bell's in his house. Top 5 current writers: Daniel Warren Johnson, Robert Kirkman, Jonathan Hickman, Jeff Johns, Chip Zdarsky. Why did I pick current? Because they're the ones that's keeping the industry afloat. Okay, he gave you succinct names and a reason why. I totally dig that, and I can't be mad at that. We're talking about elite writers in the game, and I guess it's going to be my turn to go. And I'm going to start it off with something that we already mentioned, right? We already mentioned Jeff Johns already, but I'm going to go, obviously I'm going to pick Jeff Johns. I think he's the best of them all, but I'm going to start off with Grant Morrison. Okay. Now, Grant Morrison is, to me, his run on Batman is the best Batman run ever. I don't care what anybody say. I know there's a bunch of 90s people that like the Kelly Jones era or like the Chuck Dixon era or like, what people like the 80s era. But this era, to me, just kind of took a little piece of all the eras and made it a crazy, bombastic, and sometimes confusing ride. But this particular issue, and I know this is a key issue, this is Batman 655, the first appearance of Damian Wayne, and Andy Kubert did that. This is double signed by Andy Kubert and Grant Morrison. But what I love about this particular issue is that this has all the tropes that you love about Batman. You have the relationship between him and pretty much the whole family, but Tim Drake, Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, you got the Joker in it, all in this. Talia al Ghul, everybody's is like, not everybody, but a good chunk of what represents Batman is in this book. And this is just the beginning. And Andy Kubert is probably in my top 3 Batman artists. Okay, so side conversation. Okay, because we're going to be talking about writers all night. But since I'm a Batman just fanatic, who are the top 3 Batman artists too? So not only we're talking about Batman, elite writers, we're also talking about Batman, because we like talking about that. Batman has a sick mind. That guy's a genius. Hey man, Black Spiders, man. I dig what you think, man. And shout out to Crafty Comics once again. I love these clear boards. I put all my nice, beautiful keys in these clear boards. But this is one of my favorite Batman books of all time. So like that's why I'm showing this. This is not just a Grant Morrison Sig. This is one of my, if not one of the best Grant Morrison Batman issues, just because it's so cool. Joker, we think Joker almost kills Batman, and then we think Batman almost kills Joker, right? And then we find out Batman has a baby at the end. So like this is all happening in one issue. So yeah, this Batman 655. SCG in the place to be.
Am I up?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're, are we were doing the books, or are we talking about Batman?
No, we're talking about books. Your books, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, you want to talk about Batman artists? You can, yeah.
Well, my three would be Jim Lee,
okay,
Jim Aparo, David Finch.
Woo! So Jim Lee,
Mm-hmm.
Jim Aparo, and
Mm-hmm.
David Finch. All right, your turn. Your turn, Mark.
I think I still have the same opinion as last time, so I think I'm keeping it real, and I'm saying for sure Marshall Rogers is always. Oh, I didn't know. What's it called? Does that, and it gives you the thumbs up when you do that. So for sure, Marshall Rogers is like one of my number ones. Mike Mignola, and then Frank Miller. You know, even with the lack of this so little pages that they've done, you know, those two are my guys. So,
see, I'm torn with who's the best Batman or three best Batman artists, and who did my best Batman story. So I'm going to just keep it to like aesthetically, who I think draws the best Batman right now or forever. Since I see Jim Lee, Norm Brayfogle, and Neil Adams, I mean, geez, like that's a pretty good three right there. Ooh, shit. Okay, well, Jim Lee has to be in it. He has to be in it for me because like he changed how I looked at Batman, like as far as aesthetics and the clean look and just looking cutting edge. Like when Hush dropped, it just looked cutting edge. So I got to throw Jim Lee in there. I got to throw Doug Mahnke in there, man. Doug Mahnke, but under the Red Hood, changed my life. So I got to throw him in there. Those fight scenes between Red Hood and Black Mask, I still love that sequence. Last but not least, Andy Kubert. Andy Kubert, man. Andy Kubert. So who'd I say? Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, Doug Mahnke. That's not bad. That's not a bad three.
It's tough. It's tough when you got a character that's been around as long as Batman to pick three.
Yeah, I know. I go with, we got to go with our sensibilities. Like I go with like, who do I want to draw Batman when I'm reading Batman?
Okay.
Like, and so for me, if Doug Mahnke did Batman for like 2 years straight, I'm not mad. If Andy Kubert did Batman for 2 years straight, I'm not mad. And Jim Lee could do Batman forever. And I mean, no one's mad at Jim Lee doing Batman.
Well, other than the person that wants to pick up the issue every month, because it would be late if Jim Lee was doing it.
Right, exactly. So you got a point there. You definitely got a point there. Let's before you go, SCG, let's see where we're at. Oh my God, we need 4 more entries. We need 4 more entries. For me, my favorite writers are Moore, Miller, Morrison, Milligan, DeMatteis, Ennis, James Robinson. And I would say in here, where's he at? Garth Ennis and Garth Ennis and Grant Morrison are up there. Now, see, for me, Alan Moore, he's great, right? Everybody got something that they love about Alan Moore, right? What's your favorite Alan Moore story, guys?
Be Swamp Thing.
Yeah, it might be Swamp Thing, man.
Swamp Thing for me, it was Killing Joke, man. Like Killing Joke changed my life. Still to this day, I read I didn't read all of Alan Moore's stuff, but I did read The Watchmen. I read V for Vendetta. And I read like the Superman stories and, you know, some of the little one shots that he did for DC, but I didn't read like all of the stuff he did for Vertigo and stuff like that. Oh, we go. We got to have Frank Miller can stop drawing. Man, Black Spiders, man, you are cooking tonight. You are cooking tonight. I love it. I have comic issues. There we go. Where does that put our count? That puts our count at 11. We need 4 more to unlock. Jeff John remarks? Are you kidding me? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Okay, SEG. All right. You are up, my man.
All right. So if anybody is an X-Men fan, they would be hard-pressed to not put Chris Claremont as a top writer. Now, obviously, Chris has had a career with other writings, but he's best known for setting the stage as to what we know today as the X-Men. Not this crazy House of X stuff, but the good stuff. Here's a 3-time sign, little George Perez goodness right there.
Ooh.
But yeah, so some Jim Lee goodness right there. The story where Baby Cable is sent into the future. And he started a whole new team of mutants just because, you know, of course, the whole Phoenix thing is.
There we go. Let them know, SEG. Let them know.
So, Chris had did some helps with Giant Size X-Men #1, but he picked up on regular X-Men 94 to restart the team. And again, the X-Men as we know it today, and then shortly after the launch of the Jim Lee X-Men, he left the title, but he's just such a creative force. I mean, there's so many stories. He never wanted to continue to repeat the same old ones. It's some new thing. Not all of them were good. Like you said, nobody bats 1,000, but the fact that you can go that long with a set of characters and still come up with new ones speaks to your creative abilities.
Chris Claremont, man. And what I love about him, he's one of the most personable people you can ever meet. A great convention interview, witty as hell. And then here's my thing. And this is to all the creators that might be watching, right? This dude has a huge resume, right? And people have wagons and long boxes lined up to get Chris Claremont Sigs, no matter where he's at. People travel. He's a guy that people travel to see, right? Yes, this right here. I love this. I said he was personable, Albert. That's how he said Chris Claremont talks. But anyway, his price point. He just moved up to $20, but for a long time, he was tier 1. And so for me, he's getting up there in age. It's about time for him to make that shift in price point. Now, I'm all about making the right price point at the right time. But I think there has to be the ebb and flow to things, as far as you can't be like a new booty, just had 2 titles over the last couple of years, and then you want to charge $20, $15. No, like move up the ranks. You have to prove yourself. We got to like your stuff across multiple titles, and you got to have some kind of stripes, man. You got to have some kind of stripes. I paid his $10 all day, every day. That's what I'm saying. And then he moved up to 15, and then I believe now he's 20. But guess what? These X-Men keys, like those books, pull 3 books up. How much around roughly raw, like approximately?
This was only a couple $100 nowadays. Yeah.
A couple $100. That's not cheap. Okay, what else?
New Mutants. That's not a too terribly expensive book. Depends on the grade you get it in.
Well, okay, let's say like it's a very fine raw. What are you thinking?
Oh, $20.
Okay, maybe. $20. Okay.
No, I mean he's got and his stuff runs the gamut, right? I mean, if you think about like the X-Men ones, if you get a Jim Lee Sig on it too, you start pushing the price of that stuff up there. Or the X-Men 266, the first appearance of Gambit. I mean, he did the Avengers Annual, which is the first appearance of Rogue, the world's ugliest cover. But, a lot of people know Rogue from the X-Men animated series, right? So
yeah, we're definitely going to drop the link, Space Case. I want us to get to the midway point, and then I want y'all to weigh.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with this, man. You're a rational guy, man. You're a rational guy, Albert Bells. But like there's a lot of books that you mentioned, SCG, that are up there, like $50 and up. So to me, a book starts getting pricey after you start $50. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about a book that's $5 to $7 on the racks. So anytime you're paying more than 50, now do I really want it or I really, really want it, right? And so if he was charging $10 chucks the whole time, where you could get all those first appearances and they were like $50 and up and they were raw with no Sig, right? You have to pay $50 for it. So he was hooking cats up for years. So to me, his resume deserves it. If you are in the game right now trying to get Chris Claremont Sigs, it's I'm sorry, man. You have to be in there. It sucks to be you have to be in there, but he did his due diligence. Like whatever he charges henceforth, made money hand over fist because people kept going in line because his price point was at that point where people were ready to throw it all at him, right? But if you're at $20, like, okay, so if you got a guy, okay, so let's just say SCG, this is you, an artist charging $20, $25 a signature, right? How many books are you going to get signed, like maximum, you think? No matter who it is. Like, it could be like your favorite dude.
Yeah, probably going to be 4. I'm going to top out at a hundo.
You see what I'm saying about 4, right? But then if it's 10, you probably spend way more than 100 because you're like, yo, man, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get this.
There's like getting value there. You feel like you're getting value like that. Yeah, they just don't want to sign no more than they have to, and I get it. But like the other thing that they miss out on, and I think that's kind of where you're going with this, if the customer feels like they're getting value, they're going to give you more. Like especially if you're an artist, they're probably going to buy something out of your portfolio. They're probably going to buy that pinup, that you got a copy of, any of the other things because they feel like you're giving them a value. But when somebody wants to charge $50 for a signature, and to what somebody said earlier in the chat, the book is worth more than the book.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Don't make no sense. Mark, you ready?
Man, I got that situation right here, man. This this signature is worth more than the book, man, and you can hardly see that signature right there. But Frank Miller, man, revolutionary writer. I'm not sure what's more revolutionary, his art, and I had to defend him against Black Spiders. Yeah, his art's deteriorated, his writing's deteriorated over the years. But man, when he was hitting, man. So he revolutionized Daredevil as a character. So he's like what Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern, but he did that a few years ago. And then his stuff on Sin City, man. So when he left Marvel, so his stuff on Sin City during the Dark Horse Legend days, and then he revolutionized Batman. So he drew the first series, Dark Knight Returns, and then he didn't even need to be on the art for year one. And I think that's an even better story.
Put that book up again.
And so he returns every now and then to both characters, Daredevil and Batman. But he keeps on hitting it with his creator-owned series like 300, Big Guy and the Rusty and the Big Guy, and what else is there? Ronin. So Frank Miller really does it for me, man.
Okay, so Thiago, man, this question right here, if the artist does something like first 3 free and then $20 each after, and you go into a con multiple days. Do you go multiple days just to get free Sigs? What if they recognize you? That's the whole point. They want to give you the free Sigs. Okay, so if they're giving you, they're saying, "Hey, man, I love you. take the 3 free, and then after that, give me $20 or give me $10, right? Or if you're getting them witnessed, then they're $20 off the rip, no free. So if all your books that are witnessed, they won't be free. So your 3 free will only be raw. So that's the other catch to it. So no, these artists, they're doing it because they want to give you 3 free because they feel some kind of way about charging, and they should. So I think, especially if they're not as established, like I think it's a form of goodwill. Like it's almost a form of like marketing in a way. You know what I mean? Because think about it. They don't work if we don't buy these books off the shelves, man. So they have to do that. Okay.
And Martha Washington too. Yeah.
What's Martha Washington? I'm lost on that. What's that?
That's Give Me Liberty. That's Frank Miller's joint.
Oh,
with Dave Gibbons.
Okay. So one artist sell his book and sign $130. Cat, man, Jesus, that's extortion. Jesus, man. Okay, so me now I'm about to get mad redundant, guys. Okay, it's about to be redundant, but I'm going to give new reasons why I do this all the time. Because here's my point. It's after this is all Jeff Johns. Yep, I think so. For me, because I have to say there's plenty of great writers, right? And I like a lot of stuff. I have a whole freaking library behind me. But how many writers do I say just across just titles, across just different characters that I'm like, yo, this dude did a good job on everything. Like no one does it the way Jeff Johns does. So I'm not gonna give everybody but Morrison on Batman, because I think everybody, like the reason why Grant Morrison makes my list too is because all the Batman people have ripped him off since. Chip Zdarsky ripped him off, Snyder ripped him off, all these guys, Williamson ripped him off. So like, dude, they've been ripping off Grant Morrison and DC since. So you got to give him credit, like they've literally been ripping off Grant Morrison since Grant Morrison stopped doing DC stuff. And I get a little bit upset, but because they water it down, but that's just me. But it's a fact, and we can debate about that on another live. But a lot of writers have been taking concepts that Grant Morrison laid out back in the mid 2000s, 05 to like 2010, that era. And so anyway, Jeff Johns is the man, and here's one of the reasons why. Right here. What up, Mr. Collector 123? Hold on, before we do this, where are we at? How many we need? We still need 4 more. We need 4 more, guys. Please use your hashtag. Please comment hashtag Stash Wars Live. And we're going to give away prizes. We'll show that off in a moment. I'm doing my just so you guys can be able to hear me. You guys can all say something real quick so I can make sure y'all hear you. All right.
Yep.
What's up?
Perfect. All right. So here we go. This one here, y'all. This kind of embodies it in one book. Okay, think about this. This guy got George Perez, Jim Lee, and Phil Jimenez on one book. This dude's he's like a point guard. He's like Magic Johnson. You know what I mean? He could take high-level talent and make cool stuff with them, and there's no ego involved. You know what I mean? Like, just on his title alone. You got Perez on here, you got Jim Lee, and you have Phil Jimenez. And this is Crisis, right? This is a sequel. And here's the thing. How'd you guys feel about Final Crisis?
I loved it.
Not my favorite of the last 3.
How'd you feel about Infinite Crisis?
Identity Crisis was probably my favorite. Infinite Crisis was up there too, though.
Identity Crisis was really good, and I thought Infinite Crisis was good too. I thought it made a better attempt at trying to make it a sequel to Crisis on Infinite Earths, where I thought Final Crisis felt like it was like this. It was like on its own kind of island thing. Yeah. Yes, I believe Morrison is coming back to DC. Yes, use your hashtag Stats Wars Lives. Yes, 7 soldiers. Yeah, exactly. And so Infinite Crisis, and this is a Jim Lee variant. But think about this. You got Phil Jimenez and George Perez in the same book with one writer. So that's one of the reasons why I'm saying Jeff Johns is, pretty much 2 through 5 on my list. Because you got to think about this. On this book, every signature is a Hall of Famer. They're all Inkpot Award winners. They're all, and then this guy's just, hey, George, Jim, can you do the cover? Like who has that kind of cachet to pull that off, right? So that's why this is my first Jeff Johns entry. So I'm going to be Mr. Redundant, but I'm going to make it worth it. I'm going to make it worth it. Jeff Johns has also worked with Evan Rice, Ethan Van Sciver, Gary Frank, Michael Turner, David Finch. He gets all the best artists. That's my point. Here's the question, guys. Name one writer in a game that has collaborated with a better lineup for artists throughout his career than Jeff Johns. Nobody. Because that's just a lick, right? You could also mention Andy Kubert, both Kubert brothers, right? He did Superman with Adam, and then did a Flash or a DC Universe story with Andy, right? Who else? He worked with Howard Porter. He's worked with Tony Daniel.
Brian Hitch on Redcoat.
Yeah, Brian Hitch. On the Justice Society stuff. He co-wrote stuff with Alex Ross, and then Alex Ross did all the covers for the Justice Society run. Dang, man, there's so many people.
Who's that one guy that did the Jokes and Riddles?
Huh?
Who's the guy
he just worked with Mikhail Janine. He's worked with Eduardo Riso. Man, Howard Porter.
Fabok.
Yeah, Fabok. I think he did some with Michael Turner on Aspen. Like, dude, like I'm telling you, this guy, I don't think there's a writer that has worked with more on stories, not like little anthologies and stuff like real stories. Oh, Kelly Jones, just craziness. So yeah, so that's my first entry for Jeff Johns, and it's the collaborators. That's my. You go next.
And go, Jason.
Ready?
Oh, you? I said, Mark, you go next. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said you go.
So I got right here. So one of my favorite writers, Garth Ennis. So he's very famous for like creating The Boys. He's famous for his Punisher Max series. But one of my favorite things that he was on was his Hellblazer series, man. And this is one of my favorite books. And like my top 3 books are in here. You saw one earlier that was Sin City, but Garth Ennis's run on Hellblazer like really makes it. He does the Dangerous Habits storyline, and he puts like little tidbits of like mythology and different like occult horror stuff in there. He sprinkles that in, and it just seems like an authentic story. I think this is like really when Constantine becomes Constantine, everything. So he's like one of my favorite characters. So I really like him.
Black Spiders, you bringing the facts too, Jeff. Jeff definitely was schooled by Richard Donner, the Superman movie director. I think during days and on down, and actually did a Superman story, Action Comics, with Adam Kubert. So that's who we did the story with. Richard Donner, Adam Kubert, Jeff Johns did a Superman story. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. And then they also did a story. I think one of the annuals was in 3D, where Adam Kubert did some art in 3D, where you have to have the 3D goggles to see the Phantom Zone and all of that stuff. So they got really creative with their little 4 or 5 issue run on Action Comics. So that's a definite great fact. And Impressive Comics. Gary Frank, yes, man. Gary Frank I mean, who draws Superman better than Gary Frank? I don't know. I don't know. I think he's the best Superman artist.
Maybe
like
John
right
Byrne.
now. Like who draws Superman better than Gary Frank right now?
Right
I
now,
like Jorge Jimenez a little bit. I do, but I think he's influenced by Gary Frank a little bit.
Well, and talking about Superman artists, I think we can pause a moment to mention the passing of one Butch Guice, who was one of the Superman artists for the death and the return of Superman. So I think he's actually the first one of that group that has passed away.
Yeah.
And so it sounded like he was getting better. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So
he was only about 63, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Great point, SCG, for bringing that up, man. Rest in peace, Butch, man. Like, yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It seems like every year, like we're having to make these kind of announcements and to give all these creators writers, artists, artists, all of them. We want to be able to give everybody their shine. Even editors, we just interviewed yesterday Ben Abernathy, executive editor on the Energon universe. So on the Sig Slayers station really soon. And yeah, we want to cover Butch Guice. And it is your turn, SCG, right?
Okay. All right. So if Chris Claremont defined the X-Men for an entire generation, multiple generations now, Peter David did the same thing on a lot of other characters. Of course, mainly known for the Hulk, the Incredible Hulk run. This is the third print. This is the harder book to find. This Hulk 393, Dale Keown, Gary Frank. Just Todd McFarlane. He worked with, and again, defined Hulk. Went to the Gray Hulk, the whole Professor Hulk, all that kind of stuff. That's all out of the mind of Peter David. But it didn't stop at Hulk. We're talking about X Factor. We're talking about Spider-Man 2099. This guy was so prolific when it came to the Thunderbolts movie just came out. First appearance of Thunderbolts right here. Incredible Hulk. Signed by Peter David. And so unfortunately he's set several setbacks with his health. There's some GoFundMe's that are out there for him now. But yeah, Peter David, you talked about signature tier. How about free? All you have to do.
That's tier 0, baby.
All you have to do is put a little money in there if you want to. And he told me one time that Neil Adams always used to school him about how he should be charging more for his signature, so on and so forth. But just such a prolific writer. And if you like the dad humor, I don't know that I really got his writing as much back in the day as what I have when I've read it more recently, when I reread his Hulk stuff. But just fun reads. So
Ennis, I loved his Rage comics. So funny. And Punisher series. So Garth Ennis is definitely in my top 5. I
forgot to mention Preacher too. I didn't mention Preacher.
Preacher, I love Preacher. Peter David's a legend, so they're agreeing with you, SCG here. Where we at? Oh my God, we need 3 more. We need 3 more. Mark, show them real quick what they can win. Fast Wars Live to unlock these prizes tonight.
So again, you can win Geiger Volume 2, the new volume that started with Ghost Machine, and Rook Exodus Volume 1. Each one of these come with, I think if you win, man, whoever wins, I think this is the one that should go first. Get that Geiger remark. That's really nice.
Hold it up again. Hold it up again. There we go. Jeff COAs.
And it comes with the Sig Slayers COA. And then you got
this one. This is my favorite right here. This is my favorite. Dude. Yo, man, that's crazy.
You got your bird in there. Yeah, I don't know how he did it so symmetrical too, man. I was watching him do it.
But it's yeah, man, let alone get what did I? What Jeff Johns is tier 3. Hold on, where's Jeff Johns at? Where's Jeff Johns? Jeff Johns. So he's 30, like $35. So he's in, and I'm sorry, he's $35. This is the average price of Jeff Johns' signature right there. So just to let you guys know that. But yeah, let's see where we are. We need 3 more guys. Hashtag. Yeah, exactly. We're trying to give these away tonight, Black Spiders. We need 3 more entries of hashtag Stats Wars Live, and then we can run. We'll do 2 different drawings. All we need to do is unlock here, and then we'll do another drawing. You know, I'll wait for like maybe 2 minutes to let other entries go in, and then we'll do another drawing. Okay, but we need 15 to unlock tonight. So we need 3 more, guys. We're close. This is close. We're almost there. Almost there. Okay. So hashtag Stats Wars Live, man. We're almost there. So, here we go. So now we're on our 3rd book, right? We're on our 3rd one, right? All right, so here we go. This is moi. Oops. There we go. This is moi. Somebody mentioned this was like a Grail comic to get back in the day. Look at that, double signed. I think this could be the first time Batman has the power ring. This issue is sick. Okay, so what's my reason for Jeff Johns to occupy a 2nd spot, right? Well, I gotta say, there we go, SCG. Let them know, man. There we go. Are we there? Oh, we need one more. We need one more. There we go. Okay. So the reason why I picked Jeff Johns this 2nd time is because he is one of the best storytellers, okay? He can write stories about any character. Like, his forte is taking a lesser known character, right? He worked with Teen Titans, made Teen Titans good, right? No one gave a crap about Hal Jordan, okay, when he was the Spectre, right? He kind of did what Todd McFarlane did with Venom, right? Created another character or created something else so that he could use the. So he needed to make Hal Jordan not Spectre again to be able to make Hal Jordan Green Lantern again and use him, right? So, but he did that type of stuff all the time. He brought Barry Allen back. DC used Flashpoint to reboot their whole universe, their whole publishing line. That wasn't intended, by the way. So that wasn't like plan A, okay? But he's so good, he made it work. So think about that. Plan A, you're doing a Flash story. Plan B, you're rebooting the whole publishing line in 6 issues or 5 issues of Flashpoint. This is insane. So my second reason is he's able to take lesser known characters and make them household names. I know this is kind of like your Rick Grayson scenario, SEG, where you had a repressed memory. We don't want to remember the Green Lantern movie, right? Remember that? That existed. Remember when Deadpool used to be Hal Jordan? Yeah. Don't forget that. That existed. That crap of a film. Yeah.
I saw
that. Wasn't the worst film ever. Now, Rick Grayson, on the other hand, he was done by your favorite writer. So
hey man, the Green Lantern, I was excited. Oh my God, I wanted to puke. But the only reason why that movie comes out is because Jeff Johns made Green Lantern so popular. If Jeff Johns not doing Green Lantern, there's no way in hell they decide to green light a Green Lantern movie. So so that's the impact of Jeff Johns. He takes a lesser known character, make him so good that the freaking whole studios want to make a crappy movie out of it.
What about Tom King and Kite Man? What about that?
Man, you guys are trying me with the Tom King. I swear to God.
They made a whole show about Kite Man, man. What about that?
Okay. So all right. So I'm going back to you, Mark. I'm going back to you. So now we should be on our fourth, right? Yes, sir.
So I guess I'm cheating again because I'm picking cartoonists. So I picked Frank Miller, great artist and writer. So a great writer and artist. So I'm picking Mike Mignola because his Hellboy books, even though they're beautifully drawn, I think they're beautifully written too. So he does the same thing, and he gets a lot of research of different mythologies, and he incorporates that to each story. And I like the journey that Hellboy takes, and he has the beginning, middle, and end, kind of like I think it's Grant Morrison who says it. When you create a character, you need to have a beginning, middle, and an end to them. So he did that with Damian Wayne.
Show those Sigs up close. You got Mignola Sig, man. I don't think we showed the did we show any Mignolas? I think I showed the Mignola like a while ago, but you fighting.
But I love Mike Mignola, you know. So he started writing on Hellboy, and he didn't think that he could do it. He was having John Byrne help him, and then later on, you know, he started a whole universe. That's really all that he has under his belt, though, with writing. But at some point, I think he was writing maybe 5 books at a time or something, you know. So Hellboy, BPRD, Baltimore, you know, all that stuff.
Hey, so, no one said Dan Slott.
I like Dan Slott.
Dan Slott's going to be on Superman this summer.
Hopefully, it's good.
All right. So Mike Mignola, right? You're saying he's one of the best writers alive? Damn.
Yeah, I think so, man. Have you read Hellboy? You haven't read Hellboy.
I haven't read everything, but what I read, I didn't think that it was like I wasn't like, oh shite. I didn't get Garth Ennis vibes. I'm not saying that he has to write like Garth Ennis, but you know what I mean, like where I was like, oh, it took me out of my element of wanting to read more of it. Yeah, I read Seas of Destruction. It wasn't bad. I like his art. Don't get me wrong. I think he's one of the best art. Like that's what kept me wanting.
Maybe the art embellishes it more, and maybe just that matchup drags me in.
Here we go. See, Albert is finally getting it, man.
He catches it, yeah.
Hey man, you keeping it real. You joking, but you keeping it real, Albert. Hey man, it's all gravy, man. It's all gravy. So here we go. But here's the thing, right? We talked about Batman, but I only had one Batman book, and that's all we're gonna see of Batman tonight. Well, I kind of cheated because I had a Batman book, and then I had a Green Lantern book with Batman on it. So there you go. But then Green Lantern #1, man. This right here, like I mentioned, Alex Ross, right? Alex Ross did the #1. And this is signed by everybody but Carlos Pacheco, but I do have the Pacheco cover signed by Carlos. Rest in peace to him. I'm trying to learn more about Batman. Hey man, hey, you're gonna learn a lot about Batman on this channel, man. But like I said, I'm giving Green Lantern love tonight, and this is my other reason here. Green Lantern to me, and here we go. I'm about to say something really hot take. This is the best comic book run in DC history. Yeah, I said it. Name one run from beginning to end. Like it actually went for 9 years and it got a chance to end on its own terms, right? Told all kind of stories introduce all kind of characters, things that are relevant now, mythos, a new extension of the mythos, right? Green Lantern, Blackest Night. That, put it this way, Marvel usually outsells DC each month. It was out, not when Blackest Night was out. So Blackest Night was such a phenom that it outsold Marvel, and no one said anything bad about it when it came out. Like Blackest Night was a hit. Blackest Night was on the stands. It was a hit. But Green Lantern, Sinestro Cold War. Oh my God! When you saw the Anti-Monitor come out in the Sinestro Corps special, about that, we're like, what? Sinestro clicked up with the freaking Anti-Monitor? That's crazy. So this Green Lantern run, not to mention many new lanterns, not just 2814, but other lanterns abroad, right? Redefined this mythos and this mythology. And to me, I don't know about you guys, Green Lantern hasn't been quite the same since, although I do like what Jeremy Adams is doing. But this here is like a cut above. And I like there's been good stories, like good 5-6 issue runs from people, but no one at the helm for 9 years. Like this was happening during the time Bendis was doing Ultimate Spider-Man, and there was a lot of people going runs during this time, and I don't think any of them had more of an impactful run on their publishing line like Jeff Johns did with Green Lantern. Yes. Am I lying? Did I lie?
No, I don't think
Best
so.
DC run. I'm talking about who from beginning to end, like a whole run, like a whole volume.
Well, it's hard to do nowadays because ever since the 90s when the big image guys left, these people don't want to, big companies don't want to leave people like that on the same book for that long. They either burn out or they don't want them to rise above the stardom of the character. And so for them to be able to have that long of a run is very storied, yeah, especially in this era.
Man. Okay. Great point. You got to read Philip Kennedy Johnson. I'm gonna check that out. And someone told me Philip Kennedy Johnson, Thomas Run was pretty decent. And I flipped through some of the art when I was making graphic, and I kind of want to read Philip Kennedy Johnson stuff now. So yeah, definitely a good point there. Okay, let me check. All right, we need one more, guys. We're one more away. Tell a friend. One. Use your hashtag. We definitely want to give this out, man. We want to give this out. Okay. So SCG, I'm throwing it back to you.
All right.
We're this is our fifth and final, right?
No, I haven't done my fourth yet.
Did I cut you?
You did.
Oh man, I'm a dick. I didn't. My bad.
All right. So talking about writers in this era that, you know, can put butts in seats, that can get people to pull stuff off stands. And for me, one of those writers is going to be Jeff Lemire. He wrote, of course, in Valiant with Bloodshot. This is the Valiant storyline. He's also known for his Ascender and Descender storylines with Dustin Nguyen, which I've got an art page. I backed the Kickstarter, so I'll be glad when it's done. And so, which was a great story.
So you get a published page when you back that?
That was one of the options, and you get to pick which page out of the ones that were available.
Sick.
Yeah. So I done picked it. So I got one that had most of the characters in there. So, but yeah, so he done that. He's doing an Absolute Flash now, which has started out real fun, which a lot of the Absolutes have done. I haven't read Absolute Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter yet, but yeah, he's just one of those guys that if I see his name on a book, hey, let's pick it up. At least give it a shot.
The artwork in the Absolute Green Martian Manhunter is sick to me. It reminds me of like kind of Darwin Cookish, Michael Cho-ish.
Oh yeah, it's very trippy. The colors are.
Yeah, it's really good, man. Really, really dope. So Jeff Lemire made the cut tonight. All right, so now we're all on our last one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, man, my bad for cutting you off, SG. I thought I said go first. Then I said go first, and then I went first. Anyway, yeah. All right. So, Mark, you're gonna start the last round, then SCG, then me.
Okay. So, someone who's still killing it right now, and I think is one of the best modern writers of our times, and I think he's creating his own revolution in independent comics. So Rick Remender, you know, and this guy's had so many successful titles, I think, and they're all independent titles. He started doing really well. He worked for Marvel Comics, so he's the guy that turned Sam Wilson into Captain America, and then I really got into him with his Uncanny X-Force run. I thought that run was great, and then he moved to. He was always doing his own thing. He had Strange Girl, and then he did like Black Science, but and then he moved to stuff like Deadly Class, and then this was picked up for a show. He did Low, um, what was it a righteous thirst for vengeance. He did what's the other one? A Scumbag, and then one of my other favorite ones is Tokyo Ghost with what do you call him? Sean Gordon Murphy. So he's been working with really great artists, and he's killing it on grommets right now. And then that's like a really personal story. And so he's able to dive into each one of these different genres and everything, and he's able to kill in all of them. So I like Remender. Legion of Comics, hashtag Stash Wars Live.
Yeah, put in hashtag Stash Wars Live. We need one more, man. We need one more. Hashtag Stash Wars Live to unlock tonight's prize. Do it for the community. Hashtag Stash Wars Live in the chat.
Yeah, so Mark's over on my channel. So Mark at the top of the chat, or anybody else that's over there, be sure to click the Stash Wars Live. So you'll come over here, hit that hashtag so that you can unlock it for everybody, because there's only one that's needed.
One. And you are the man for the job. Let's go. Hashtag Stash Wars Live is on the screen right there. Ta-da.
Hashtag what?
Hashtag Stash Wars Live. There we go. No, I know. I loved it, man. I loved it. That's why you threw me an alley-oop. I just dunked it, man. I just dunked it. Okay, so, man, I can't wait. I'm going to stay here for a second. So, Mark, just so while we're here to see if this number 14 jumps to 15, why don't you show everyone what is up? Okay. Oh, we have unlocked. We have unlocked it. 15 entries. So we're going to run that. At the end of this segment, we're going to run that and we're going to take a call. Okay, Mark, I'm putting you solo.
So once again, we have 2 trade paperbacks. One of Geiger Volume 2, Rook Exodus #1, both the books that started when Ghost Machine formed, when all of that was announced. So each one of them has a remark with them. So that's the Geiger remark right there. I think that one's really nice.
Jeff John's remarks, man, these are hard to run by.
Mike likes this one. The bird right there. So
they didn't have Red Coat at the bookstore during the signing. So yeah, man. But we got Geiger and Rook. So
maybe next time I see Jeff.
And where are you going to find Jeff Johns like that out of state? And when you see him at your show next, he's going to be $35 a sig. So that he's tier 2 off the rip. So tonight we're giving away both of those for sure now. So it's not even maybe, it is a certainty. Okay. And Mark, you ended yours with Rick Remender, and I'm not surprised with that. But I didn't think you had him that high on your list.
Yeah, dude, I think Rick Remender is great. The only thing I might turn back on Mignola, So I was high on that. I was like, oh man, Hellboy's one of my favorite series. But and then thinking back, like, damn, he only really did Hellboy and Hellboy universe stuff. So that's the only one I might turn back on. And if I had to do that one, that would be either for Jeff Johns or Grant Morrison. So they'd have to do an arm wrestle for that top spot. So who's stronger, Jeff Johns or Grant Morrison? Who'd win that arm wrestle?
Probably Jeff Johns.
Jeff
Grant Morrison looks like he takes a lot of, stuff, that may hinder his strength at times. But then again, it might make him stronger because he might black out and go to some level of consciousness where it makes him stronger. You know what I mean? Like, you never know with this guy, man. He's like one of those trippy dudes.
That's what we got to see at Comic-Con, man. Comic creators arm wrestle, man. When's Doug gonna arm wrestle?
Greg Capullo? Or Phil Jimenez?
Or yeah, one of those. Yeah,
one of those guys, man. Or Jorge Jimenez.
Jorge Jimenez. Phil Jimenez against Jorge Jimenez, man. I'm ready to see it.
Hey, Space Case Collectibles, we are in the green, baby. We are drawing tonight. We have reached our peak, and keep on throwing them in there, because we're gonna be doing them, doing multiple ones, but we will be running both prizes tonight very soon. Hold on. Yeah, we go. Let me see this. Jeff Johns seems to have gotten more fit since he hit the producer days. You're right about that, Legion of Comics. I agree with that. Concert Wright only did his books. It was really good. So here we go. So we're definitely running things off. SCG, you are on your 5th, right?
I am. All right. So as was foretold at the start of the show, that it was going to be difficult to not have a little crossing of the streams as it relates to our favorite writers. And so as I went first, I was able to beat some, but I was not able to beat all because one of them is going to be Mr. Mark Waid. Kingdom Come, definitely very trend-setting. Got this signed by him. He wanted to sign it on the inside at Memphis a couple of years ago. And that's what they tell us in Ghostbusters, but otherwise, so yeah, but I mean, Mark, didn't he come up with the Speed Force? The idea for that. He's currently doing a great run on Kingdom Come. Not Kingdom Come. Sorry, World's Finest. Batman, Superman, World's Finest. I talked to him when I went to see get this sign, and I told him, I said, I really appreciate new stories, but with so many Easter eggs, but you didn't feel lost if you didn't get them, but you enjoyed it more without just retelling the same old thing over and over again. And so that I think, and I also take somebody that knows a lot, right? So he's done his homework. He's been around a long time. He knows enough to put those kind of things in his book, but he's not rehashing the same old. So Mark Waid is definitely on that top 5 for me.
In my top 5 as well, just not in my top 5 on the show tonight. Driving the same. I need to keep beating this dead horse till it's horse jerky. I'm making horse jerky tonight, man. I'm not going to do this, man. I'm going to keep going. I'm all the way to 5. But you're absolutely right, SCG. I think Mark, to me, I want to hear him explain comics more than anybody. He can break it down in a way that's so palatable for anyone to understand. Any kind of concept. He kind of gives off the that he really loves these characters, and yeah, it really shows in his work. And yeah, you're right. The creation of the Speed Force. He made Wally West is my Flash, and that's because of Mark Waid and to see to him. But Mark Waid really made me like the Flash, and if it wasn't for Mark Waid, I would not like the Flash. So he's definitely up there in my book as well. So definitely. And Legion of Comics, Mark Waid is DC right now. which makes me want to ask this question to the chat and to the panel. Other than Mark Waid, because I must agree, all the stories that I've read in the last year from DC, Mark Waid has written all of them. And so, who other than Mark Waid is doing a great job at DC Comics writing? Joshua Williamson,
Jeremy Adams.
Jeremy Adams. There we go. I just want to give everybody some props.
Ron V.
Yeah, yep. Ron V's there. Space Case. Question. Well, this question right now I was asking: is there any other writer at DC other than Mark Waid that's killing it? And we got Scott Snyder and Ram V. Now, okay, now I'm about to switch it on Marvel. Said no, nothing about Marvel. Okay, no one has told. So somebody writer right now where it's good, like not okay. This name brand is doing this story. No, this person is doing the best, Marvel story on the shelves right now. Tell me, is it Jonathan Hickman?
Yeah, he's doing Ultimate Spider-Man right now, which is the best Spider-Man title. Amazing has sucked for years. So,
yeah, I switched it up on Marvel Legion of Comics real quick because I'm real DC heavy and I want to know. I want to be educated. I want to know what's good. I like to read good comics, but I'm not willing to spend money and experiment. So I'd rather go on a tried and true these days. When the books are $5 to $7, I'd rather get somebody that I know that the quality is going to deliver versus to be, throwing my money away on something that's going to be garbage, yo. So yeah, Hickman, anything Hickman. So you agree with that, SCG? You agree with that, Mark? Hickman is solid?
Pretty solid. I mean, his Fantastic Four runs, the most recent Fantastic Four run that was worth anything is House of X. Fall of X is Redefine the X-Men. Of course, it went off the rails after he left. I mean, Secret Wars.
Yeah,
he's done a lot of good stuff.
Saying you have the best Spider-Man titles, like saying you have the best rotten apple out of the bag of rotten apples. Damn.
Come on now. Look, I'm not a Spider-Man guy. However, I will, and it might be that, right? Because the bar has been set so low for so long with Spider-Man that like Hickman brings like a refreshing, rejuvenation to the title. So
Bart Sears is amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Bart Sears might be in the Memphis show this year. I'm not
I
mistaken.
heard Ryan North has been killing it.
Okay, I only read a few issues, but the few and North. I never heard that name before.
I heard he's been killing it.
Hickman and Chip. So Zdarsky's still doing stuff at Marvel too?
What's he doing? Is he doing anything at Marvel now?
He was doing Daredevil. I don't think he's
maybe he's saying that both. So he's probably saying Chip at DC and Hickman at Marvel. That's what I think he's saying there. Okay, you gave Ultimate Spider-Man a fair 6-issue shot. There was nothing about that 6 issues I'd ever recommend to anyone or a member in a year.
Well, in fairness, I think that if you grew up with, let's say, Todd McFarlane, Eric Larson, Bagley's era of Spider-Man, where him and Mary Jane were married, okay? Now, you've gone past that because Joe Quesada had to ruin it because he can't stay married. So he had to ruin it. And now you go into an era where you can come back to that and see what might have been is probably why Hickman's run is being liked right now. Just an observation. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Mark is a big DC guy, though, So he's a big DC guy.
Okay. So, all right. So I guess for my last one here, and I did a bunch of comics, but this last one I'm doing art because I don't think I shared this one with Jason yet.
Uh-oh.
So here we go. All right. So as you guys know, I'm going Jeff Johns all the way. I've been giving reasons why. Like I said, he's worked with the best talent. He knows how to make B, C-list characters prime time. He's written the best volume of anything on DC ever, and it's Green Lantern. I think that's the best Green and the best run on anything ever. And so with that said, my last piece, Donnie Cates was killing it, but he's going through some personal stuff. But his Hulk and Venom run was fantastic. He did go on a hot run in from 18, 19, maybe even a little bit of 20. So here we go. Now, this is the oldest piece of published art I have. Not that I'm like SEG or anything. Like I don't have a whole gallery or anything like that, like behind me or anything. But I got a little something. This here is the oldest Green Lantern page I have, and it is of the first time Hal Jordan says the oath in the whole series. So this is from Green Lantern number 3. This is Carlos Pacheco. And this is what I like about Jeff Johns. He reinvented the Manhunters, where they have not a central power battery, but a power battery in their skulls, which drains the ring. And it drained Hal's ring. And he took a plane, jumped out of the plane, set the oath in midair, landed on the Manhunter. And then that's when you flip the page, and then it's the splash page where he has his uniform on and he says Green Lantern light on the splash page over. But he says in Brightest Day there and all the way here. This is the first time Jeff Johns does the oath in his historic Green Lantern run. So this is this is Carlos Pacheco, rest in peace. This is fire. So this is the oath, and this is my my joint. So I had to give Jeff props. And yes, I'm a big Ghost Machine person. Somebody said something about Ghost Machine. We got Ghost Machine prizes tonight. So clearly oh wow, Tino, DC Hulk run was awful. Okay, the Starship Hulk thing was rough. To be fair, it was a hard job to follow Mortal Hulk, which was a 10 out of 10. Okay, all right. Shout out to Impressive. Thank you, man. Yes, man. Thank you so much, Jewish Dragons. We got Ghost Machine prizes tonight. The hashtag. Guess what? Are you in Legion of Comics? Hopefully you win. We already reached the threshold. Make sure you use your hashtag Stash Wars Live on the Sig Slayers station. So make sure you're on the feed for the Sig Slayers station and you put the Stash Wars Live in, because we're about to run that in about 5 minutes or less. Okay, but here we go. We're going to take a caller. Okay. We're going to take a caller. Yes, make sure you put your hashtag Stash Wars Live in. Yeah, great prizes. Mark, you want to show them real quick again before we take a caller and I put the link in?
Yeah, one more time. You can get these trade paperbacks of Geiger Volume 2, Rogue Exodus Volume 1. Each of them are signed by Jeff Johns and has a remark in there. You got the Jeff Johns Geiger remark. And then again, you have the Rook remark right here. So, and then give us a call right now. What's the question, Mike?
Yes, hold on. Let me get us there. Okay, so the link is in the chat. We are talking about right now. We're talking about who. Okay, one, how do we do? Is there anybody in our list that you agreed with? Okay, so and then we want to know who is your top dog. Okay, how did we do? So that's the first question, and then who is your top dog? Space Case Collectibles is in the house. Space Case Collectibles, what's up?
How you guys doing?
Man, we are chilling, man. We are chilling. And okay, so we're gonna get to it because we got callers, and please call in because the more callers, we will give out another prize. We got 2 prizes to give out. So please call in, and the link is in the chat. But Space Case, my man. Okay, first off, SCG went, Mark went, I went. What did you agree with? Is there anything that you disagreed with?
I mean, you guys all had good. I mean, I don't remember all the points you guys talk about, but I mean, what I didn't think you guys brought up were all just the upcoming writers too. Were like, like Tinian has to be in there, and then
That's definitely true.
I brought up Rick Remender.
And then also like the Bill Finger, probably.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about alive though, alive now.
Okay.
Like alive now. So like you said, Tinian is definitely up there, dude.
I didn't know I didn't know that limitation was on there.
Alive, man, top dog. Yeah.
Good thing
all top dog
alive.
and be deceased.
And also Alan Moore, yeah, probably should be thrown in there for alive.
I am shocked. Neither one of you guys picked Alan Moore. I'm shocked. I thought it was going to be SCG.
He gets a little obscure later on.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He's done some really pivotal books, but like my thinking is like, how many times have they stepped up to the plate and had a good base run, a good home run, on their stuff, and that's kind of how I try to cull out some of those people because
Grant Morrison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I had Grant Morrison on my list. I did. I had Grant. That was the only non-Jeff Johns. My only non-Jeff Johns was Grant Morrison, and that was right here. So Grant Morrison definitely made my list, and he made it off Batman alone. Even though I have a lot of things I love Grant Morrison. He's one of
Walter Simonson.
Okay. So Space Case. What's your number one though? Who is like the top dog in your book as far as writing? The best writer that you think?
It kind of depends on what era you're talking about, because like I have like the kid era, I have like the mid-adult era, and I have now.
I'm saying right now.
Right now, I like Tinian just because he's really good. He's really good at pacing, right? And he paces his books so well, and the arcs are, you know exactly what you're getting. It's 5 issues. They're going to do one thing. 5 issues. It's going to pause and do something else. Oh.
Man, well, thank you so much, Space Case, man. You always been a great call, and man, we're gonna run that raffle short soon. We have another caller, and after the second caller, we're gonna run the first prize. Peace. Legion of Comics.
What's happening?
Man, thank you. First time caller. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for using your hashtag, man. We're trying to give out prizes, man. Cat slept on Superman Day sketches last week. Oh my God. And we're not going to bring those out again. But that's the whole fun about tuning in to Stats Wars Live. We got awesome prizes each week. But Legion of Comics, first question. First off, what comes to mind when you heard any of our selections of our list? Like we rattled off a bunch of names. What is your impressions on what we presented?
Yeah, I missed a good bit of it, but I heard what mattered. Jeff Johns was on the list. I mean, he's the modern day GOAT. If you had to make a Mount Rushmore of comic writers, you could put his face on there 4 times, and you could debate that all day. To find somebody as influential, as important, as prolific, and as so impactful to the industry, you'd have to go back decades. Like he's a once in a generation talent. And not only that, he's been able to do it more than one time. And he's doing it all over again right now with what he's doing at Ghost Machine. It's absolutely insane. So I was that's the part that mattered. There's plenty of good comic writers in the whole grand scheme of things. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of mediocre ones, but there's only a few legends. And Jeff Johns has established himself as a legend long before even today.
Okay, so I have to ask you this follow-up question. So do you think I was justified in giving him
4 times.
4 slots of my 5?
I didn't know that you did that, but if, like I just said, if you put his face on Mount Rushmore 4 times, you wouldn't be incorrect.
Man, okay. So is Jeff Johns your number 1 writer? Who's your number 1?
Is. Like, he might not be writing at the time like my favorite book that's coming out currently at times, but he's still like, if you had to just pick one writer, if you had to pick one writer to if only one writer can produce comics for the rest of your life, who are you going to choose? Everyone in their right mind would choose Jeff Johns if they were aware of his body of work enough. Like, just apply him to the character you like and you die happy.
Man, Legion of Comics, man. Well, I'm gonna leave you there, man. That was a hellified mic drop, man. I hope you win tonight, man, off that. I hope you win tonight. Thank you so.
Yep, take it easy.
Man, okay, what are your thoughts about that, man? He said that. He bars.
Well, and you know, some writers can write horror, some can write, you know, just action, you know, some very genre specific. But I think that Mark was right when he said that in that, like, if you had Jeff Johns on your book, you're okay. Because I feel like even though he's like stuck around superheroes, he's done a plethora of stories within those superheroes. So yeah, I think it was well said.
I want to shout out John Livesey. He was over on IG. He said, "What's up, guys?" I don't know how long ago it was, but shout out to John Livesey, fantastic inker, Marvel work, DC work, all over the work. 30-year vet. Mark, what were your thoughts about what our caller said about Jeff Johns?
I think he fully justified you putting Jeff for 4 books, but yeah, I'm telling you,
Jeff Johns wall right here, baby. That's why it's there. That's why it's there.
Johns or Morrison would have switched out for Mignola if I wasn't so hyped on Hellboy. So,
and here we go. He further elaborates. Also, his knowledge of all comic history, how Jeff applies his current body work. I agree. I think, put it this way: who said Mark Waid? Did both of you guys say Mark Waid?
Yeah.
I think that Jeff Johns is Mark Waid's number 1 disciple. Like, it went boop to him.
Yeah.
You know, because like the way they think, and I've always said this. I said this to Jeremy Adams too. I said, what is it about the Flash guys that gets it? Like, the guys that do significant runs on Flash, typically they'll end up doing Superman and other titles and doing the big crossovers for the company. I wonder, you know, and they were like, man, like, I never really thought about this. See, Wade to Johns to Adams. Exactly. It's like this legacy of Flash writers. And then you could throw Williamson in there because Williamson was a big Flash guy. He was the Flash guy just before Jeremy Adams. And think about that. He did the Dark Crisis, so he did that same thing too. I think Jeremy Adams is next in line to be able to do some cosmic craziness. He's doing the Green Lantern stuff. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they gave Jeremy Adams a crazy super event that dealt with the cosmic part of DC, especially knowing that he does animation and he's did Green Lantern animation, the animated series as well. Adams already had same resume as John, Flashpoint, Green Lantern. Exactly. We need JSA next for Adams. Wow. Now that's a good suggestion. I never would have thought of that from Adams, but I think he would be a fantastic suggestion for that.
Ericho Oda.
His franchise is insane. Okay, this name came up again. What is Ichiro Oda known for again? Huh?
One Piece.
Oh, One Piece. Oh, One Piece. Okay.
Oh,
one man. I you know, my son's into that. You know, but yeah. So it is time, guys, to draw our first prize. Are you guys ready? Somebody tell me to roll it, and then I'll roll it. We're about to run this prize. Hey, which one you want to give away first, Mark? Which one you want to give away first?
Be whichever one they choose if they're in the comments.
Oh yeah. Tell us to roll it and tell us which one do you guys want us to put up first. The Geiger put them up. Is it the Geiger and the Rook? Which one you want us to roll first? The Rook or the Geiger? All right, so we rolling it. Now show them these show them. Do you want the rook? To roll the rook first or the Geiger? All right, so we got one for
Geiger.
rook, one for Geiger.
Unless I don't win. That's why I'm saying whoever wins it, just choose it.
So whoever wins it, choose it?
If they're in the chat.
Okay, so if they're in the chat. Okay, so Mark says it, we'll do it. Okay, here we go. I'm about to roll it, guys. I was told to roll it. Here we go. Yes, we finally are giving away a prize. I have comic issues. Is the winner.
Are they still in the chat?
Are you in the chat? I have comic issues. Are you in the chat? Let us know. Let us know. So what if he's not in the chat?
And then
okay, I am he. All right. Which one do you want? All right, I'm gonna put you on which one do you want? I have comic issues. He wants the Geiger. The Geiger. Hold on. Okay. So he wants the Geiger.
Yeah, I thought
this comic issue wants the Geiger. Show him. Okay, so let me can I do my Roddy from Price is Right voice? You know, can I do that? So open that. So what you're about to win is Geiger Volume 1. No, Geiger Volume 1 from Image Comics. And it is a fantastic remark by the great Jeff Johns. It is yours, and it's no price, so the price is always right. Yeah. I love it, man. So you win a unique Geiger Volume 1. Okay. It's actually Volume 2, Book 1, because Volume 1 came out before Ghost Machine. That's the first book under Ghost Machine. But you get it, my guy. You get it. So, all right, let me show you real quick. Let me show you real quick. Okay. Please, Mr. I have comic issues. Hashtag Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. Please contact me, and we can, with your information, so that we can get that Geiger out to you. So at Stash Wars Comics on Instagram. There you go. Reach me there on Instagram, and then let me know how to get it to you, and we'll get it to you. And that will come with a certificate of authenticity. It will come with the certificate of authenticity. Congrats. Yeah, man. So ain't no haters in the house. We are so happy. Okay. So you know what that means, guys? That means that we have the rook left.
Yeah.
So I have comic issues. Please. Where is it at? Oh, it moves it. I'm still getting used to this StreamYard stuff. There we go. I'm trying to put my name up. There it is. At Stash Wars Comics. At Stash Wars Comics. That's how you're going to contact me so that we can get this out to you. At Stash Wars Comics. Okay. All right. Moving on. We are moving on. That was great. Okay. So final thoughts, guys. Final thoughts. Recap real quick. Let's do a quick recap. So SCG, I'm going to give you the full screen, and you're going to do all 5 rapid fire. And we're going to do all 5 rapid fire. Okay.
All right. So we got Mark Wade, definitely known for Kingdom Come, The Flash, and a bunch of other stuff. We got Jeff Lemire, Ascender, Descender, Bloodshot, all that kind of good stuff. We got Jeff Johns, whose name has come up quite a few times, who has been on any number of titles. Then we've got Chris Claremont, who defined the X-Men as most all of us know it, and all the mutants of the Marvel Universe. And then we have Peter David, who defined helped create Spider-Man 2099, the second iteration of X Factor, and then, of course, the Incredible Hulk, as a generation would know it. So, what I got?
All righty, man. So you got your 5. Mark, you ready to do your 5?
Yeah. So each one of these writers hold their own in their independent titles. So Frank Miller, Martha Washington Goes to War, Sin City, Ronin, Rusty and the Big Guy, Garth Ennis with The Boys, Punisher, Hellblazer, Preacher, Hitman. So Rick Remender with Low, 7 to Eternity, Deadly Class. And then we have Mark Waid. He has his own independence too. So speaking of Jackson Guice, he did Ruse with him, and then his Empire with Barry Kitson. But Kingdom Come, Flash, whatever else. And then this is the only one that I might take back, but Mike Mignola, man. Still, Hellboy's a great series to read. It's written well.
Okay. So I am putting a new hashtag up real quick, guys, so you guys can start drawing. Okay. All right, the new giveaway for the Rook is fuck, I fucked up. It's gonna be hashtag Sig Slayers. There we go. Hashtag Sig Slayers. Hashtag Sig Slayers for the Rook. Hashtag Sig Slayers for the Rook. We got one more segment to go. Hashtag Sig Slayer for the Rook. Show them what's left, Mark.
Let me get it real quick. You got the Rook right here.
Hashtag Sig Slayers for the Rook.
Are we doing a limitation on this one?
No limitation. Once we're done with the last segment, we're running. So we unlock 15, unlock both prizes. So just so you guys know, when we do these next week, whatever the limit is, that unlocks prizes for the whole night. So once we cross that threshold, we are gravy. Okay. So make sure you put your hashtag Sig Slayers in before the end of the show. Okay. Because we're going to run it after our last segment. Okay. And it's going to be for the Rook Exodus, remarked by Jeff Johns. And I'm telling you right now, his signature is $35 at a show. And so you're getting it here free on this show. And it's already been said, he has to be good. Was Jeff in your lineup, Mark?
No, but he would have taken Mignola's spot. It was either between him and Grant Morrison.
So Jeff Johns was at least in 2 out of the 3 panelists lineup tonight. Okay. So make sure you put in your hashtag Sig Slayers in. I'm gonna do my lineup, my rapid fire right now. So Grant Morrison. So I had to put Grant Morrison in. This is my favorite Batman run. I felt like a lot of people took from Grant Morrison's run after Grant Morrison left Batman. Then we go on a barrage of Jeff Johns. Here we go. We got Infinite Crisis. I pulled this out so that you guys can see all the great collaborations that Jeff Johns have had over the course of his career. You got George Perez, Jim Lee, Phil Jimenez, all in this one book. But name one writer that has worked with more top tier artists. You can't name one. Name one writer that has worked with more top tier artists than Jeff Johns. You couldn't name one. And then fantastic moments. I don't think Jeff Johns has made. I don't think there's been as many fantastic moments in the period of DC since Jeff Johns. I'm not saying of all time, but in the modern time, like this awesome shot of Batman with the Green Lantern ring, and then he has another one, Batman with the Yellow Lantern ring, it's really cool. And so he has a lot of cool moments. He made lower tier characters popular, so popular that Green Lantern was able to release a theatrical film. So that's my second entry. And then what run was better than Jeff Johns' run? I'm arguing that it is the best run in DC history. Green Lantern. Name a run that's better, that has a better quality, more blockbuster, best events. You got Sinestro Corps War, Blackest Night, all of that. Man, this dude was a beast. And then finally, I had to show a page of one piece of art, right? And this is the first time Hal Jordan says the Green Lantern oath in Jeff Johns' historic run. And he does it as he's flying out a plane to catch a manhunter in midair to recharge his ring. So I thought this is a really very pimpalicious page, man. I really like it. Okay, Claremont, Wolfman, Roy Thomas, Peter Davis have probably worked with as many great artists, but they're out of the game at this point. Okay, so let's talk about that. So Claremont, he's worked with a lot of his age. And you're right, Jewish Dragons. If you haven't heard, we're talking about top of the game today. So like people that are still making comics today, and what their resume is like. And I think it's kind of unfair to even talk about the old school people because they're foundational, right? These people, they kind of set the archetype for how people make comics. So it's like that's why they're classic. Without them, there wouldn't be no comics. They're the architects. And so, Claremont, all those guys in the 70s and 60s and stuff like that, especially on the Marvel side, they changed comics forever. So they're kind of like, they're untouchable. So anybody shy of them, I'm saying like I said, late 2000s on pretty much are the people that are making comics still, that have big names. Like Jim Lee is still making comics, right? Even though he started in the 80s, but you know what I mean? Like at least Copper Age on, but the modern guys. And Mark, you mentioned Mike Mignola. Who else is on your list? Did you get your rapid fire yet?
Yeah. Mignola, Ennis, Wade, Remender, and what else did I say? Mignola, Wade, Remender, Ennis, and Miller.
Okay, so yeah, all guys. Miller's been doing things since the late 70s, but you got guys that made their names mostly like in the 90s and the 80s. 90s and the 2000s. So that's what I mean. And Jeff Johns, I think he started in like 99, and he's, and then he's been doing stuff ever since. And so, it has to be people that are actively making comics today. And so, yeah, so any last thoughts on just the lineup? I'm just going to go first, and I'm going to toss it to you, SCG. Jeff Johns, and Jeff Johns. Okay, SCG, you're next. There we go. You're muted. There we go.
You talking about for the rapid fire?
Oh no, just the thoughts on this segment, because we're about to change the segment. And just last thoughts on top writers. Any last thoughts to finish up?
No, I think that there is a plethora of artists out there today. I think Mark, or AKA Legion of Comics, was mentioning this earlier. There's a lot of okay writers, but it's definitely an artist game today. So, for people that are still in the game, that have been in the game for a long time, like Wade, that's fantastic. But it's good to see some other, somebody mentioned Tinian earlier, but Jeff Johns certainly would be that younger tier writer that's kind of creeping up there. And I know you keep failing to mention your favorite writer, Mr. Tom King.
No, my gosh.
Nobody in the chat's mentioned him either. As great as he says,
I wonder why.
No, I'm dissing out the Tom King hate. there has been a few, shining nuggets, but as we talked about earlier, you got to, hit a lot more than you miss to been in the top. And to me, Tom misses more than he hits, but that's just one man's less than humble opinion.
Mark, any last thoughts on this segment?
No, not really. I just want to say another shout out to Frank Miller, man. So, no,
I gotta say, man. I mean, I know there's a lot of Frank Miller fans, but like, you
there's a lot of
believe
Frank Miller haters,
you
though.
believe in Frank Miller today. That's what sets you apart.
Yeah, his writing's a bit rough. You still see like little.
Hey, so
shines
Legion of
out there.
Comics is not trolling you, SCG. He really
No,
loves Tom King
he,
like that.
he's legit. He likes the current run of Wonder Woman.
So he is not trolling you. I thought okay. Well, you definitely we're gonna have a topic about Tom King Legion of Comics one of these Fridays, and I would love for you to join us for that. That I would love to hear that, especially your thoughts on this Batman run. Okay, we are moving on to the last segment, and that is always the Sig Slayers updates. And this is where we tell you guys what's been going on this week and next week. Okay, so this week, Mark, who do we have on the show on Sixers? Who do we interview this week?
This week,
Yeah,
like the actual interviews, like that we filmed.
the show that aired today or yesterday. Sig Slayers, this week's episode.
This week's episode. So that was
To this week's episode. Okay, Saber Prasada. Jesus Christ, man, you're over here having a meltdown. Saber Prasada.
Well, I was like,
we
the
had
ones that we
interviewed Saber
recorded, or the
Prasada.
ones-
Our episode of Sig Slayers this week with Saber
Yeah.
Prasada that
Yeah.
aired yesterday. Okay, that's what I was looking for. And it's actually our first MCU anything related. He was a writer on Moon Knight and a writer on Miss Marvel, and he wrote or is writing the Ghost Riders, Spirits of Violence, and he did what's the Miss Marvel he did with Iman and Vellani, Mark?
That's Miss Marvel, the New Mutant. The New Mutant.
Yeah, the New Mutant. What was your thought about that interview?
I thought it was a great interview. I thought he was very real about getting into the comic book industry, being able to create your own comics. And he's saying the tough reality is, you need that capital to make your own comics. If you're a writer, and speaking about writers, you need an artist with you. So if you're not a cartoonist, you can't do it yourself. You need that moolah to pay the artist to draw your stuff. So
Yeah, I think that if you guys are thinking about self-published work in comics, making your own comic, this is an ideal episode to watch because he breaks down. I mean, even before he got his gigs in television, he was trying to make his own comic book, and it took him years to get his first issue out. So it's a good hero's journey for anybody that is interested in self-publishing comics, as well as if you're into the MCU, especially the Disney Plus MCU stuff. And so he was our first ever writer of anybody related to the MCU. And then next week we have Maury Hollowell. Now, Maury Hollowell, see, like I mentioned before, we like to interview various aspects of the comic book industry. And Maury Hollowell is one of the best color artists in the game. Civil War, the artist of Civil War, Old Man Logan. So a lot of Steve McNiven's greatest hits was colored by Maury. And we kind of revisit some of that stuff. And it's kind of a prelude because Maury will be back coloring something live. So one of our Stash Wars Lives will be featuring Mr. Hollowell here coloring something. And you guys can ask him questions about his process, about his collaborators and all that. But we're just interviewing Maury next Thursday. So that is our upcoming episode of Sig Slayers. And then every Tuesday, we have animations by the great Doug Mankey. And so if you like Under the Red Hood and Final Crisis and Green Lantern. Black Adam, The Mask, Major Bummer. I mean, he did all kind of stuff, but he allows me to edit his animations. So we are working with his animations and seeing them elongated for the first time here on the Sig Slayers Station. So every Tuesday, we drop a new iteration of one of his shorts as we work on our widescreen features. And then, Doug is amazing. And so if you like Doug, this week we did it's called Revenge of the Lift. If you guys know, Doug is a weightlifter. And so he does a lot of animations with characters, various IP lifting weights. And so you have on the Death Star, Darth Vader and Palpatine, Darth Sidious, lifting weights, squatting, man. So check that out. It's pretty cool. Swamp Thing Metal. Yeah, he does. I mean, everything he touches is great. And so, so if you haven't already, please smash that like button. Okay, especially if you are here for the prizes, smash the like button, subscribe to the Sig Slayers Station and Southern Comic Geek if you haven't did that already. But something tells me you guys did that. But be sure to smash the like button on both of our channels. So both of our channels will get double the love. Let us know how we're doing tonight. Also, let us know if you're having a good time tonight, chat. Let us know if you are loving the collabs between the Southern Comic Geek and the Sig Slayers Station, man. I love them when we do these. I might sub that. Not sure after CK comments. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Okay, so and then, guys, Whatnot was popping. I'm doing Whatnot on Saturdays now. Man, it took me a while to get going. Whatnot is a fickle animal, but I was on there for like almost 3 hours, and then like the second hour, it went nuts. And so, guys, I am doing pretty much name your price. Like you see something in the store you like, I'm bringing bangers tomorrow. So like I'm tomorrow, a triple sign set of Death in the Family I'm dropping on Whatnot tomorrow. So that means Magnola, Jim Starlin, and Mike DiCarlo. Triple sign, all near mint. It's going to be on Whatnot tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern on Whatnot, the Sig Slayers Station. Love the comment, the hot takes. Always, Jewish Dragon into his house. Yeah, man, we like to hear your comments, guys. All three of us work real hard to give you guys the best comic book content, man. And so we like to hear what you guys say, but definitely smash the like button. So we got Maury Hollowell next week. We had Saber Prasada this week. Now, Mark, I'm going to give you another question. Hopefully it's easy. All right, here we go. All right, so we did have a cool day today because we had like, 3 interviews in 2 days? But we interviewed somebody legendary today, and it's going to be our last interview of the month. And who was the legend that we interviewed? We're talking about Rushmore writers, DC writers. This could be one of them. Who was it, Mark?
Yeah, so the Mount Rushmore of DC Comics would probably be, well, I'm saying a lot of the modern writers, but these guys really deserve it. Jeff Johns, Mark Waid, Grant Morrison, and I think that 4th place would be Marv Wolfman for his work on New Teen Titans, Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's talking about his work on DC Comics Presents, right?
Yeah. Oh, that was funny. Yeah, Marv Wolfman, guys. We got Marv Wolfman on the channel. I can't believe it. So in a couple weeks, be prepared. Buckle your seatbelts. This guy tells us all kind of cool stuff. So Marv Wolfman there's an interview with Marv Wolfman will be on this channel in 3 weeks. It'll be the last Thursday of the month. It's edited, and I love this right here. Legion of Comics giving props. Thank you so much. Hot takes keep the convo fun. Huge shout out to the production value happening too. Holla! I love that. I love that, man. We work really hard, and yes, please support. And that's why we do the Whatnot and the eBay. Please support the channel because we only just started. Like, wait till you see what we're doing in San Diego and all of the stuff we have planned out there. Wait till we start traveling and hitting these shows and doing collabs on scene. It's going to be crazy. So this is just our Friday our Friday get together. And just to let you guys know, every week we unpack all the Comic Cons happening each weekend. So we get into the artists, we get into the price value. But this week, just so you guys know, really quickly before we go, this week we went over Free Comic Book Day. Okay, so we was going over Free Comic Book Day earlier. If you guys missed that, and I know a lot of you guys are from all over the country, and so a lot of this stuff is in LA. But I mean, David Mack tomorrow on Sunday, Danny Mickey tomorrow. This is at the Comic Bug tomorrow. You got Rodney Barnes in Winnetka tomorrow, Mark Guggenheim in North Hollywood tomorrow, Greg Wiseman in Pasadena tomorrow. If you're in Charlotte, North Carolina tomorrow, Sanford Green, Brian Stelfreeze. I mean, this is Free Comic Book Day signings, guys. That's at Universal City Walk. And then shout out to Julio at Free Comic Book Day. You got David Avalone, Jim Kruger, Felipe Smith, Pornchak Pichetshow, Jay Holtham. I mean, this is all happening tomorrow. Free Comic Book Day. If you're in Ventura, California tomorrow, Howard Chaykin. I mean, don't give them that Star Wars. They got Star Wars up there, but you want to get a good barking at. You want to get a good barking at, man. You know,
give them the Star Wars. It's worth it, man. I love hearing Howard.
And then tomorrow in Memphis, Tennessee, or Cordova, Tennessee, it's all kind of the same. Mike, he's going to be at 901 Comics. And so that's good. That's tomorrow, Free Comic Book Day. And then online, you got Patrick Gleason. If you buy anything at his shop, he will be giving you a free comic book that's signed. And I believe it's going to be this Ultimate Spider-Man here. And then this is Dustin Wynn. Okay, so this is not Free Comic Book Day, but why did you put this in the lineup, Mark?
Because I guess it's their celebration of Free Comic Book Day. It says right there, Free Comic Book Day. So
they celebrated and this is in the Philippines?
Yeah, Manila.
In Manila. Okay, so
I guess they celebrated a week later or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right. So National Free Comic Book Day in Manila, Philippines, featuring Dustin Wynn. And SEG showed one of his works earlier with Descender, when he was highlighting Jeff Lemire's work. And then, Howard is absolutely hilarious to chat with. Very hard to get a word in edgewise, though. Yeah. You know, very articulate, very articulate to say the least. Getting my plane ticket to meet Dustin. Thanks for that. Thriller in Manila, Dungeon Crawler Carl. What's up, man? And yeah, okay, so Dungeon Crawler Carl, if you haven't already, put your hashtag Sig Slayers in right now, because in about 2 minutes, we're about to draw. And Mark, show Carl what he could win, because we're about to draw.
So our last prize is Rook Exodus, signed by Jeff Johns. Has a remark in it. Volume 1. Jeff Johns Sig is like $35.
Yep. Hashtag Sig Slayers. So join us for Whatnot tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern. 4 o'clock Eastern. All signatures. So all signatures. And just so you guys know, all right, if you guys go in there, COAs for comic book value $20 and up. Anything less than $20 is going to be $2 per COA, man. Because y'all be COA crazy on freaking Whatnot. But to me, it ain't worth it if it ain't worth more than $20, man. Get out of here. You know? So at least, you know, money for the freaking COA, all right? So, but most of these books are going to be bangers tomorrow, just letting you guys know. Speaking of Alan Moore, I will be showing that signed Killing Joke by Brian Ballin on Whatnot. It'll be making an appearance on Whatnot tomorrow as well. Okay. I dig this, guys. Prizes. We got 13 in. Look at that. See, we got 13 in. We needed 15 earlier. So we got 13 in, but we unlocked 15 though, Mark.
Yeah.
So the next time we got to bump up the number. So we had a new level, right? So we're going to draw this. All right. But only if you guys say roll it. So once we roll it, I'll roll it. First person to say roll it, we'll roll it. Yeah, I'm having fun tonight. Hashtag Sig Slayers.
Roll it.
Roll it. There we go. Tino 73 won again. Bam. Bam. Yes, let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. I have 2. Tino. You won again. Rigged. But guess what? Hey, guess what, guys?
Tino
I have a Hush ash can 159 I'm going to give away right now. I'm about to give it away right now. I'm about to redraw again. I'm redrawing again, baby. This for the Hush hash can. Space Case Collectibles. Dude, I guess it is rigged, man. I guess it is rigged. But hey, Space Case called, so he deserves everything he gets, man. Space Case be calling. So I got an ash can for Space Case. And Tino 73, you get that rook, man. You get that rook, dog. You get that rook. I know you wanted it. I know y'all wanted it, man. But hey, so lastly, so congratulations, Tino 73. I got your info, so it was good. I'll send it to you. Lastly, okay, I want to talk about memberships. Can you give it to Legion? Oh, Legion, you win. Legion, you win the rook. So Legion, and you also called too, so you deserve it. Legion, you won that. Just letting you know that. Okay, I want to let you guys know, if you guys like these prizes, then you guys should also become a member, because we're going to have special prizes for just member only. Okay. And so the tier gets up a little bit higher after that. You guys will be getting some dope sketches, dope sig packets, dope signature packages, all of that stuff. We'll even have a display where the winners will be able to pick a lot of comics of their choosing. So the members will be the ultimate winners. And then especially after we have shows, we'll have giveaways just for members when we get back from San Diego Comic-Con or New York Comic-Con. After every single convention, we will have stuff to give away to members. So I will be listing the first giveaway prize for members on Friday of next week. So and it's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. So definitely think about becoming a member to the Sig Slayers Station, because we are doing great things here. It's great, man. So yeah, Legion of Comics, definitely hit me up on, let me put it back here. Let me take that comment off. So yeah, so Legion of Comics at Stash Wars Comics. That's where I'm at on Instagram. And then give me your information there. And then we will ship that Rook Exodus remark by the great Jeff Johns. And you deserve it, man, because you called in and you pretty much cemented exactly what I felt about Jeff Johns. DM, thank you. No problem. Hey, Tino, you the man, dog. That's what I'm talking about. The community supporting each other. He paid it forward. And that guy, Legion of Comics, is a huge Jeff Johns fan and a huge Ghost Machine fan. So you're just the guy to get it. And It's great. And wait till I get back from New York. If you like Ghost Machine, wait till I get back from New York Comic Con and all the Ghost Machine stuff I come back with to give away to you guys. So definitely think about becoming a member. I'll have a post in YouTube to let you guys know how to become a member, different tiers and all of that jazz. But yeah, that's pretty much it this week, guys. I want to get this thing off. I hate when the name is on there. There we go. What we got going on here? So yes, man. Have a good free comic book day, guys. And that's what we wanted to end with. Enjoy. We wanted to be able to give you guys at least an inkling of what's going on. I know it was very California heavy, but as Mark and I always say, California is the mecca of comic book signings and comic book shops. Tino, I'll see you in NYCC, homie. We're long overdue. So yeah, we're gonna make things happen in New York. But yeah, California, in particular, Southern Cal, in particular, Los Angeles County is the mecca of comic book signings, and so I'm not surprised that the bulk of our signings were there. But Charlotte, North Carolina looks like a hot place to be tomorrow with Brian Stelfreeze and Sanford Green. And I think that I'm the luckiest guy in America seeing Mike DiCarlo tomorrow. So I don't think I'm in a bad spot seeing Mike DiCarlo in the morning. So I think that I'm in a good place too. So it's not just LA getting all the good SIGs tomorrow. But hey guys, we're about to wrap up. SEG, it's always great to have you on. Is there any final words you want to share with your subscribers?
So tomorrow I'll probably be doing a card unboxing. I've got a box of cards to open up. Probably do that live on the channel. And just want to shout out Mark with Legion of Comics, who's one of 3 people that heads up the C3 program, Comics Curing Cancer, that they do every year. They have a booth set up at Heroes Con, and you'll, of course, be seeing more of that as we draw closer to that time. Getting some cool comics to fight a horrible disease. But other than that, yeah, thanks for having me on.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure. It's always great. And then, so I'll be in touch to tell you when the next time you're going to come on and what we're going to talk about. I love having these discussions. It's always great. And it's a great cause, man. Wonderful cause. And I like that you use your platform, SCG, to promote such great causes. So, man, that's fantastic, man. Mark, all right, Mr. Everywhere. You know what I mean? You're everywhere, bro. You got it covered. You should be called the Glove, not Gary Payton, because you everywhere, bro. You got it covered. Okay. Is there any place you plan on going in the next week, or else, or is there anything else on your mind?
Not in the near future, but I think there was some breaking news during our chat that James Tynion is going to be at Revenge of Comics in Eagle Rock.
When?
So I'm not sure if that's going to be a signing though. So
you talking about tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow.
Okay.
Let me see what date that is. But it looks like kind of a funky rules that they're gonna have for that. So
we'll be able to fully promote that next week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll have time to promote that. So yeah, Mark just dropped that James Tynion is gonna be in LA again at Revenge of, and that's kind of like a hipster shop, like a lot of film writers and stuff. Huh?
May 16th in 2 weeks.
May 16th. So we got a couple weeks. But yeah, so Tynion's gonna be there, and so be on the lookout for that. We're gonna talk about that probably next week because we like to let you guys know what signings are popping off. And so as for me, guys, please smash the like button, subscribe to the Southern Comic Geek and the Sig Slayers Station. We're having a ball every Friday on Stash Wars Live. And then check out our interviews. We have weekly interviews. Like I said, we interviewed Marv Wolfman and our first editor, actually sitting editor ever on the Sig Slayers Station, Ben Abernathy from Skybound, the Energon universe. We talk about all of that stuff, and you guys really get a chance to understand a little bit more about what it takes to be an editor, especially editor on hot popular comics today. And so, along with David Barron, who's a 30-year color artist in the game, we sit down with Ben Abernathy and chop it up with him. So be on the lookout on that. And then we might have a huge announcement next week, guys. So we just need to shut up until it happens. So if we make this huge announcement next week, it's going to be on and cracking. But until then, guys, check us out. Be sure to follow us on Stash Wars Comics on Instagram and Sig Slayers on Instagram. And as always, please subscribe to the Sig Slayers Station on YouTube and Southern Comic Geek on YouTube as well. Man, fellas, it's always guys. But until next time, guys, we are out. Let me get this lined up. And then, guys, like I said, we always like to know what you're thinking. So let us know what you're thinking, what you guys like to see. If there's any topics you guys want to talk about, we're all game for it. So just DM me, DM us, Sig Slayers and Stash Wars Comics, and we are out. Peace.
Sig Slayers.